Oh, hi. Didn't see you there, viewer of the future, because I'm not live streaming this anywhere. So you're only seeing this in the hindsight of the future. You're watching a game that was arranged through the Gauntlet, which is a community on the internet that gets together and plays tabletop role playing games online. You can find them at gauntlet-rpg.com, where you'll find their blogs, forums, their podcast network, their monthly zine, codex, which as supplements to existing games and original games in itself. There's also the Hangouts calendar to which this game is arranged. This game is the opening salvo of our November series looking into Scum and Villainy by Strash Ashimovic and John LaBouffe Little of Off Guard Games. This is a hack of Blades in the Dark by John Harper. It is forged in the dark game of space adventure, of the scoundrelly, swashbuckly, Star Warsy vibe for sure. It's like, you ever want to have adventures on a rickety smuggling ship and I don't know, get into blaster fire and get out by the skin of your teeth and then get emotional about it? Scum and Villainies for you. All right, so I'm shitting their game really hard. Jesus. Definitely do check it out. There'll be a link down below. Yeah, people are shaking their heads there. So I think before we get into like the game proper and whatnot, there's some stuff to talk through about character creation and whatnot. Let's introduce players here. We all know each other, but anyone might be watching this. You might be more interested. They might be interested in getting to know you and the stuff you do. So I'm gonna ask each person to introduce themselves, pronouns, and plug a cool thing that they did recently, or a thing that they may be involved in, or even just a thing they think that's cool. Like, I don't know, a TV show or a podcast or something. So I'm gonna go counterclockwise from my screen here, and I'm gonna start with Rob. Would you kind of introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Rob. I use he/him pronouns. And something to shout out, I'm doing NaNoWriMo this year. Well, every year, but it's November, I'm doing Nano. I've got about 900 words done. Today's been kind of rubbish, so I lost some writing time, but I'm hoping to make it up after we're done here. So.
Thanks for reminding me that I should do the same. Though, unlike you, I have written 0 words, so I'm gonna be really busy after this session. But thanks for reminding me about that.
I didn't know you were doing it too.
I probably should have mentioned it. We should have compared stuff. But let's do that later. Up next, counterclockwise off my screen, Ludo, would you kind of introduce yourself and cool things? Because you do cool things. Don't be shy about those cool things.
Yeah, I'm Ludo. I go by any pronouns, and the coolest thing is that midnight, 31 October, one of my trophy incursions got published on the Codex there.
Tell us more about this incursion. It sounds really cool. It's about eating the rich.
It is about eating the rich. The incursion is called Regicide. And yes. And it puts the setting on the states of the royal family, which are abandoned after the revolution. And the treasure hunters this time, they are going to go there for first pickings. And of course, because it's trophy, things take a very dark turn.
Definitely check that out. I'll also include the links to the rules for trophy, so you can play this incursion because it's really cool. And last but not least, Sabine, would you kindly introduce yourself, your pronouns, and the cool things? You must have
cool things. Oh, well. My name's Sabine. I use any pronouns. I haven't done many cool things lately, but 10 years ago I did a NaNoWriMo, so, well, that is an anniversary, but I won't do it again because I have to work and then I have to play games and then I can't write. That's just not, no. And I've also gotten a lot of pictures today from my father's house where I am which show me as a kid, from tiny baby to less tiny to 80s with perm waves in my hair and stuff like that. It's terrible. It's not cool. I was supposed to say a cool thing. Sorry, I'm babbling again.
Look, there's nothing more cool than the linear progression of life through the decades. I mean, I say cool because we all have to live through that. I should introduce myself. My name's Leandro. I use he, him pronouns. I guess I can plug things besides the stuff on this channel. Recently, me and a bunch of friends recently put out a short-term actual play podcast called Flight of Magic. It's a run-through of Ross Kalman's Fall of Magic. It's 8 episodes. They were in and out. It's really sad and melancholy because darn me, I'm not gonna play a game and not make it sad and melancholy. There's some great music. I have to shout out the music, some original music throughout it. It's like you ever dream of like putting together an actual play podcast with like music and production values? Well, I got to live that dream. Flight of Magic. Check that out. I'll put a link of the RSS feed so you can put it on your podcatcher of choice, or you can probably find it on your podcatcher of choice. Cool. All right. So I've kind of explained what Scum and Villainy is. We explained the general pitch. We're not going to try anything like, we're not going to put it anywhere, we're not putting it in like, Cowboy Bebop universe or Firefly universe. We are just going to play Scum and Villainy. Yeah. Oh, I didn't have to deal with the editing, so don't worry. But first, before we get into that, actually, let's talk about safety tools. Safety tools that we are using for today. First off, do we have lines and veils? I've put them in the should be under miscellaneous in the roll 20. Lines are things that won't be crossed, won't show up in the fiction at all. Veils are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not gonna like focus on them. We're just gonna like fast forward over them, or it happens off screen, or a line happens. The way to edit that would be like, I think everyone should be able to edit it, and it should just be in the bio. Scroll down. Yes, yeah, it should be there. So if folks have any more lines of veils they want to add, feel free to do so. It's a living document, so things can change. We're also using the X card for this game. Basically, if you do roll into a scene, sorry, I'm getting hiccups. If we do roll into a scene where folks were uncomfortable for any reason, and any reason completely fine, no one gets to question if the X card is used. Like, it just happens, and no one has to explain if the X card is used. Well, if they want to use it, you can do it in the chat over there, or you make a symbol here, or just say it out loud. I might have some details on what's being X carded, but no one gets questioned if the X card is used. If it's used, we'll play around, and we will find a different tact to the scene. And finally, we have an open door policy. If folks do need to step away from the table for any reason, and any reason's fine, like the fact that I know that pizza is incoming. Actually, no, it's not. No. Well, no. I'll eat that during the break. I'm not gonna like stop her down and say if I'm gonna feck off and eat dinner. No. But like, if you need to step away from the table for any reason, like say you need to let in the pizza guy so you can get pizza in the next 10 minutes or so, or you're more tired than you thought, need to step away, or there's an emergency, etc., we'll pause the game at any point and we'll let you get on your merry way. All right, cool. So let's go through character creation. I know some folks already made characters. We have a varying degrees of experience with Forge in the Dark game, so we're gonna run through character creation anyway, just so we're all on the same page. So let me look at the character creation handouts. Oh, roll 20. Can't believe I've come back to your sultry arms. But your Scum and Villainy sheets are very nice, so can't say no to that. Those sultry arms are quite laggy. Yes. They're sultry, but they take a while to get there. You're never sure where they're in one spot or another. All right. So first thing we need to do is choose a ship and a crew. Your characters will be influenced by the ship you fly. So, that was chosen by me. By the series I put out explicitly at the start, we're choosing the Firedrake ship, which is a ship about rebellion. It's geared towards people who just don't like the hegemony. And that's basically the Galactic Empire of this setting. The Galactic hegemony, which is exactly as it says in the tin. It feels a bit more enlightened to say hegemony than empire, but make no mistake, they are quite they're quite empirical. No, that's not how that's not how that word works. They're not empirical. God no. Yeah. All right. Sorry. The chat once again they're being their witty best to distract me. God, they're hegemonic. There we go. Yes. Thanks, Widow. God. So yes, we got a ship and a crew. And next bit is to choose a playbook. Your playbooks determine your character's role and reputation, their special abilities, and how they advance. And multiple players can choose the same playbook. And also they have a starting ability. So without introducing characters, let's run through like what each playbook each person has chosen. As folks made their choices, and I'm glad one of those choices were picked. But yeah, what did each person chose? I'm gonna start with that same order from Rob to Ludo to Sabine.
I decided somebody should fly the ship, so I'm a pilot.
Thank God for that. I'm in a Godlet Scum and Villainy campaign. We've only done character creation. There's no pilot. I'm so worried. There's 4 of us, and no one took a pilot. So scared. You say we're a leaf in the wind, but that's an actual ability in this game, and no one can take it. Because no one took the pilot. Ludo, what playbook did you pick?
And I picked the speaker.
Nice. So for those who don't know, the speaker is like kind of like the diplomat type, the very talky sort of type. They might have like nice social connections. They're good at they're good at connections, at knowing people. That's kind of like this. Well, knowing people well, I suppose, and that's that kind of the speaker shtick. And you, Sabine, what did you pick?
I've picked the scoundrel. I have not a lot of ideas what they do, but scoundrel sounds nice.
Yeah, a scoundrel is basically Han Solo. That is basically what that is. It is also kind of about knowing people in low places. It's about
wait, but Han Solo is a criminal, isn't he?
No, he's not a criminal. He's a scruffy-looking nerf herder. That's what he is.
Oh, okay. I am very much in favor of nerf herders. Salt of the earth. Pillar of the economy.
Exactly. Come on. How can you not be if you herd nerfs? Like, nerfs are cool. I say this having herded plenty of them in multiple Star Wars video games. All right, so we got playbooks chosen. Actually, it's spelled nerf like like how you spell it in a video game with an E. It's weird. Darn you, George Lucas. All right. So after that, we're choosing playbooks. Everyone has a starting ability. There's a note here. If you want to play a Xeno, which is basically non-human with unique abilities, you can replace your starting ability with you may spend stress to perform an inhuman feat only members of your species can do. That's an option. If you want to think about that, we'll think through that while we go through all these other options. Up next is choose a special ability. Choose from the listener sheet. If you're unsure, choose the first one to good default. I think most folks have chosen an extra. Well, that's for you. Oh, those are some nice special abilities. All right, so it's special abilities, and then after that, I'm gonna choose a heritage. Heritage is basically your family life, how you grew up. These are kind of important because part of how you get XP in this game is expressing your heritage and your background. And your background is kind of like more like what you worked at before becoming criminal, scoundrel, whatnot. There's some options there. Add a detail about it, like is it like looking at Sabine's character sheet, friendly oh no, that's your look. Your look is friendly barista. All right, never mind. Heritage and background, make sure to add details about them because again, expressing them in the middle of a mission gets you XP. So be sure to have a think about those. And then after that is assigning action dots. You're going to assign 4 additional action dots. No action may begin with a rating higher than a 2. And then after character creation, action ratings may advance up to 3. Sabine, do you need do you want me to run through what each action does? Cool. They're in the character sheet handout, but I'll go through them anyway. But they're there for reference. So
where is that?
Oh, if you scroll down to there's a section called handout.
Okay, cool.
There's character creation. So they're all there, but I'm still gonna run through them.
Cool.
And they're alphabetical order, which is not the order on the sheet. So this is gonna get confusing. So attune is actually, hold on. Let me do a very quick thing. I'm gonna open up my PDF so I can be looking at the same thing that character sheet wise. Because okay, cool. So first up under insight, there's doctor. Doctor is you doctor someone who's been injured. This is how you. This is the sciencey medical stuff. You can handle and identify substances. This is how you do science. Although you can comfort or support using doctor. Although sway or consort might be better. So that's doctoring. Hacking is what it says in the tin. You hack computer systems, digital locks, or drones, or robots, or droids. Thankfully, we're not in Star Wars, so we don't have to go to the whole, do droids have sentience? Yeah, of course they do, but you treat them as slaves, you weirdo Star Wars people. Yeah, so that's hacking. And then up next after that is rig. Rig is that's for rigging together mechanical solutions. This is how you modify, repair, create mechanisms. This is how you disable traps. This is how you pick a lock without going through the electronics of hacking stuff. So if hacking is like messing with algorithms, rigging is messing with like the mechanical stuff, with the hardware and whatnot. So that's all. And then there's study. Study is it's scrutinize an object, a person, a situation, or a thing to gather info and apply knowledge. This is more like studying is more like doing research. Like I have access to a library or an internet of a library, and then you study, and then we'll see how well it goes. So that's study. And then after that is helm. Helm is piloting. It's helm. It's like how you pilot a vehicle or using ship weaponry, like I don't know, a rail gun on an airship, that sort of thing. Or escaping, like through using like a grav motorcycle or something. That's helm. After that is scramble. Scramble is to scramble to a position or away from danger. This is for lifting, running, parkouring, jumping, swimming, traversing through harsh environments. This is how you make a break for it, Han Solo. And after that is scrap. Scrap is getting to fisticuffs. That's you are not as genteel as getting into fisticuffs would imply. For sure. It's usually with a blaster or with physical combat, assault, or hold a position, brawling, fighting with melee weapons, wrestling, all that fun stuff. And last one is skulk for that section. Skulking is, it's trying to do things unseen, picking pockets, getting through like patrols, employing subtle misdirection. Oh, you think you have that data chip in your pocket? No, it's a grenade. I skulked my way into it. Haha. That's skulking. So that's all under prowess. And the last one is resolve. Attune is it's described here as attuned to the way, and way is with capital letters. The way is the force, basically. Attuning is Jedi powers. It is to communicate with non-sentient species robots, sense unseen danger, safely handle precursor artifacts. This is your weirdo Jedi power. Use the force. Attuning is use the force, basically. But do you want to get sued? No, they don't. They don't want to get sued. And after that is command. Command is commanding obedience with your force or personality. It's to intimidate or threaten. This isn't trying to convince people. It's telling people you do this. I'm commanding you. Intimidate or threaten. Lead an action in NPCs. Like sometimes you have to get NPCs to do a thing, and command is how you determine how well they do their thing. After that is consort. Consort is with connections. You're consorting with people friends, rivals, to gain access, info. This is about getting favors from friends or people. This isn't about trying to convince them. It's more like, hey, I know people, or hey, you know me, I know you. We grew up together in a space daycare, which is basically a daycare with some neon on it. That's a space daycare. So that's consort, and the last one is sway. Now that is your you do your Han Solo bullshit. You're like, hey, you charm someone with logic, disguise, or bluffing. It's trying to change someone's mind. So those are the action ratings, and you're gonna assign 4 additional ones. I will say it's usually recommended to spread them out between the 3 categories, like insight, prowess, or resolve. Make sure to have at least 1 in each, because that's how you resist. That's how you calculate resistance. Is how many action ratings you got on each category. So that's what I recommend. All right. So after action dots, each person's gonna choose a friend and a rival. You know all of the people here well. You can change the names as well. You should be able to modify the names if you don't like, say, Zhao, ship mechanic. If you don't like the name Zhao, I think you can modify it. Yes. Hold on. Can I modify it? Yes. I just made their name into Ja. I'm sorry, Sabine. Their name is now Ja. But I'll turn it back to Zhao. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. There we go. They're back to Zhao. If you don't know, sorry. If you're saying something, Sabine, you're muted.
I'm just babbling about Jao or Jao. I think they're used to be called Jao, but now they're called just Ja because they think it's cooler to have a 2-letter word name, and they're obviously a friend of mine.
Okay, all right. That's how you want to choose them, sure. Also, it goes for everyone else here. If you choose a friend or a rival, you can change names, or if you want to change what they do. If you don't want to be dealing with your former mentor or something, if you want to change that, that's perfectly fine with me. And they might pop up. Well, they will pop up. We've got 5 sessions. They will pop up. All right, let me look through. Okay. All right. So, and after that, you're gonna choose your vice. Your vice is basically how you relax in between scores. It's how you get rid of stress. So there are multiple types of vices. I'm gonna run through them. Let me see if I can find like the quick pitch on each kind of vice in this PDF. No, it's not there. Might be the other PDF. Oh no, that's not in this. All right, I have to go through the big PDF. But basically, yeah, you have a think through like what do your characters do to let their hair down, so to speak. Hold on, let me look at the big PDF. No, I don't want to look at factions right now. Well, I kind of do, but I don't. No, there's 370 pages in your PDF. There's so many. But thankfully they hyperlink their contents page. That's so good. I know it takes a lot of work, but it's so helpful. Okay, here we go. Vice. All right. So basically, yeah, it helps inform, how your character is and what they do for relaxing, basically. Sorry, I went to the wrong bit of vice. It's not the one I want to go to. Here we go. Character creation. Blah, blah, blah. Mystics are cool. Choose your vice. All right. So there's faith. Basically, you're part of a cult or religion, or you observe specific ceremonies, regular intervals, like, maybe after scores, you need to pray a bit. That lets you, it lets you like, life day. Okay. All right. More Star Wars references. Oh, it never ends. There's gambling. Exactly what it says in the tin. Maybe you want to gamble on, I don't know, Schnark racing. Don't use Schnarks as a species name. That's a terrible Schnark. Yeah, Schnark racing. Sure, why not? Maybe you gamble. Maybe there are cards. Or maybe you just like losing cred. I don't know. So that's gambling. Luxury. You seek the high life with expensive, ostentatious displays of wealth. Maybe you like breaking into luxury diners and eating there. Maybe you just like buying fine wine. Maybe or something like that. That's luxury. Obligation. You're devoted to a family, cause, organization, charity, etc. Maybe, I don't know, you help out a charity by answering their phone calls, or maybe you should be calling your sister, who you should be calling more often, but you only call them at the end of each score to hear their voice because they're so far away, and you're doing all your best to try and support them. But hearing their voice helps you relax. It's nice. That's a suggestion. You don't have to do that. It's specific, but that's obligation. There's pleasure. You seek hedonistic gratification from lovers, food, drink, drugs, art. Like, I don't know, you go to an art gallery and just like, soak it in. All the pretension, all the high culture. That's pleasure. There's stupor. You dull the senses with drugs or drinking or fight pits. You could be signing up for a bunch of fight pits and just fighting yourself to exhaustion. Or maybe you like running. running yourself to exhaustion. Running's always fun. Like my sister always claims she's going to start running, but she never does. Or yoga. Yeah, that's a stupor. And the last one is weird. I don't. It's defined here as you perform strange experiments, explored way, commune with artifacts. Are basically the precursors of this setting. So that's weird. So those are the types of vices you can have, and they're how you they're how you relax. They're how you lose stress in between jobs. All right, cool. So I think everyone has all those that I just mentioned. The last thing is really just to record your name, look, and stuff. But I think everyone has names and look, an alias as well, which is really cool. So yeah, so why don't we introduce the characters to each other? Are folks okay with that? I'm gonna go from the same order, which is from Rob to Ludo to Savine. Don't worry, I feel like just have a general pitch would be cool. You tell me also the abilities you took and the friends and rivals you have. All right, so I'm gonna start with our pilot. Thankfully, we have a pilot.
So I'm playing Finn Yularin, who goes by the alias Breaks, because she never uses them.
Don't mind that. Sorry.
She is of Imperial heritage. She's the rebellious daughter of nobility, and her background is military, because her parents sent her off to the academy to sort her out. Unfortunately, she was still doesn't like authority so much, so she washed out of the academy. I haven't picked her ability, but her friend is Chos, a professional racer, and her vice is also pleasure illegal racing competitions. And her rival is Mav, a former mentor, basically instructor from the academy.
Cool. I have some questions about Finn Laren, or Breaks, as the crew would know her. So you say you washed out of the academy. Were you like did you just really not like Imperial life, or is it just more of a general thing? You didn't like what your parent. Why exactly did you wash out from the academy?
So during one of the training exercises, I decided it would be a good idea to get a little extra oomph out of my fighter craft's engines by overclocking the engines, going past safety parameters. And that was, it wasn't the first time I did it, but it was certainly the last.
Okay. So how did you fall into this crew then? Because as we mentioned, the Firedrake is kind of like it's positioned against rebel. Not against rebels. You are rebels. You're rebels and hegemonic criminals. Do you have any like? Is there a secret revolutionary fire burning in your heart, or how did you fall into this sort of crew?
I think basically there was some sort of commotion that was going on, and people were running from the hegemony and needed a ride, and because I figured, well, this will be fun, running from the hegemony, showing them how crap their spaceships are. So I gave them a getaway vehicle basically, and that got me on a wanted list.
Does your family ever try to contact you? How they feel about their precious daughter just running off doing racing and then piloting against the hegemony? How do they feel about you?
What? So it's I'm basically basing this character somewhat on I can't remember Julie Mao from The Expanse before things went horribly wrong. So yeah, I basically got a message from her family saying, if you don't, if you don't calm things down, we're going to cut you off. And she's like, well, I don't need your money anyway.
Wow, what a rebel. All right, I think the last thing I'll ask then is your friend and rival. How are you friends with this professional racer?
Oh, I'm friends with them because we're sort of frenemies more but not like we're trying to outdo each other, but not in a sort of nasty nasty way. We're like whoever wins one race will buy the other drinks the next.
All right, that's cool. Can I ask what their pronouns are actually? So I have a just to keep them in
mind. Let us. It's a she.
Cool. All right. And what about this former mentor of yours, Mav? Tell us about them.
So Mav, I think, is also a she. Yep. Yeah, so they are. I think they were like sort of like the supportive type mentor, like used to be used to be a bit wild themselves. I understand where you're coming from, that sort of thing. But Finn just wasn't taking what she was selling. And yeah.
I getcha. Oh, poor confused Mav. Yes, as Ludo says in the chat, you get more hegemonic when you grow older, kid. Cool. All right. That's Finn. That's Breaks. Hopefully, we'll get hopefully get to see how those breaks go. All right. Up next, we'll go to our speaker. So Ludo, tell us about Lei Astra.
So Lei Astra from the posters, or their given name, Layla Astarabi Potter Smith. They came from good old colonist stock, right in the fringes, third generation. Never saw anything from the hegemony until their adult life. And they come from a background of labor. They lived on a nice world, and they operated on one of the refineries that of methane and other rare gases that operated on that world. And their colony was one of the many colonies that because their production was so rich and they depended so much on external aid for basic functionalities, they were a prime target for the syndicate. So that colony and another colonies, they kind of went off hegemony. So they began this federation of united colonies that represented each other and represented an united front. And Lei Astra grew up fighting the syndicates and even the unofficial sanction attacks of the hegemony to put them online. And she became kind of a propaganda figure, and she became known as the Lay Astra. And despite her lack of, academic formal background, she was often elected every year as representative of her colony, and she traveled across the different colonies and even on the imperial worlds to spread the ideas of of a decentralized system of giving the responsibility to the people, and how that is the best way to deal with threats like the syndicates or even corruption on the hegemony. The thing is, her colony was wiped out. Yeah, the official line is that it was eradicated by the syndicate, and they were targeted at some point. They don't know details because they barely escaped with their life, and they still carry a lot of let's say grim mementos of what happened. And for a long time, about 3 years, everyone on the hegemony thought that Lay Astra was dead, but they have reappeared recently as part of the crew of the Firedrake.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's fat.
So,
Okay.
So my ability is the air of respectability. So basically, I get extra actions on downtime. 2 is on, and my trademark ability is heart to heart. So I help characters alleviate stress if I give them advice and they follow it.
So you're basically weaponizing the thing I see you do well in these games, which is give people very good advice.
Yes.
Basically, all right, cool. So that means we don't have to rely on like a dice roll of like a 6- when you're trying to comfort or support. This time, no, you give advice. All right, cool.
My friend is Carrie. Her. She was the doctor that that saved me. So one of the rebel doctors. Save is not the term that Carrie uses. She says she pretty much had to rebuild me. Take Mass Effect 2,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
proper Lazarus effect,
Yeah.
except you're not working to a bunch of human supremacists.
Yeah, exactly. And my rival is Cize, him, which is a diplomat that was to be also one of the diplomats that was often elected to represent the different communities and colonies of this confederation. But after the after my colony was wiped out and many of others were taken by the syndicate and enslaved and whatnot, the confederation welcomed the support of the hegemony, and he kind of became the de facto toady that converted the ideals of the confederacy to his benefits. And worse yet, he's still losing my image, and he makes a lot of money with selling stuff with Lay Astra on it. And he keeps twisting my legacy after my death.
Does he know you're alive? He must
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Nice. Of course he does. Yeah, I think you're gonna cover everything I wanted. Oh, what's your vice? Tell me what your vice is.
Oh, my vice is pleasure. So Lay Astra likes being on the center of attention, and which is a very bad thing when you are a rebel. So she likes to indulge in either consuming or producing propaganda.
Of course. Okay. All right. She sounds like, though they sound like just a veritable barrel of laughs. All right. Oh, I should mention that this session is an extra half hour longer. Decided to just do that to accommodate for character creation. I'm gonna try that out this month. Hopefully it'll work out. There are fireworks happening outside. I'm just gonna post that properly. Halloween's over. We're now in soggy November. All right. Okay, so that's Lei Astra, not royalty, so we can't call her princess at any point. No, maybe we can do that mockling. I don't know. We do have a scoundrel type. Although Sabine, you tell us about this with this character, about our scoundrel.
Yeah, I am going to play Kai Rickett. Kai Rickett usually uses he/him pronouns, but that is not set in stone. Kai was born to a weird kind of hippie cult who was wandering the galaxy, mostly trying to stay out from the hegemony and people in like powerful people. They went somewhere, made some funny noises, talked to people about their weird faith, which is sort of like Spaghetti Monster, but a bit more serious, but only a bit. Like there is a good in the world, and if you have hope and are nice and embrace it, then good things will come to you, because that's how the world works. Mostly work actually, because they don't care about a lot of like possessions or stuff. They were very cuddly in that way. So yeah, that's where Kai came from. For some reason, he thought, well, it might be nice. He had a talent for telling people things that were not strictly factual. And the Wanderers, they didn't. And he liked a bit like telling that to people who would believe him, and he didn't want to swindle the Wanderers, because hey, they're nice guys, they don't deserve this. But these hegemony guys, they're total rubes, right? Because you have to go there and then you tell them some story and they will believe you if you look sincere enough. That's amazing. So that's what Kai does. He's mostly in it for kind of the fun, and also those hegemony guys, they deserve it. There is a cosmic balance that has to be achieved, and these dudes are a bit evil, so maybe make them think about their life choices a bit, usually, sometimes at least.
God. Which abilities did you pick?
I have an ability that is called serendipity. Oh god, this is a very long word. Your crew starts with +1 gambit, and I assume that is useful.
That is very useful. Gambits are quite useful in this game. So basically, just to briefly explain, gambits are kind of like the main thing Scum and Villainy does that's a bit different from Blades. Basically, it's an extra die. And you can generate gambits by rolling 6 on a risky roll, and you get an extra gambit. And that's on a pool for the team. So that's how, like, it's a better chance of success, obviously, if you roll more dice. So having someone who can, so instead of starting with 2 for today, you're going to start with 3 gambits in the pool, thanks to our scoundrel here. So that's very good. So you'll always have a pool of extra die that people can take from. So gambits are very good.
Also, I've taken an ability that says Devil's Own Luck, because I like the name mostly, because it says you may expend your special armor to resist the consequences of blaster fire, or to push yourself when talking your way out of or running from trouble.
So basically, let me explain this. You want to?
Yes, please explain.
Okay, so usually resisting or pushing yourself, it deals with your stress. That ability means that once per session, you can cross off your special armor, which is a box in the character sheet. So you can do either of those without having to deal with stress. Usually pushing yourself gets you stress. And
I get to describe what my special armor looks like, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically, it doesn't have to be literal armor, because that's it could be literal armor. It could just be like, I'm just crossing this box. It's just an extra resource.
It's a painted vest. It actually has been made from the skin of some sort of space whale, and that's why it kind of might help with blaster fire, but also it's very bright and shiny and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. Tell me about your vice.
My vice is, well, it's kind of sort of a mixture. It's poetry. That's my vice. First of all, I tend to see things, the universe is working and stuff, like getting this balance between good and evil. That's the basis. Now you have to find nuggets of that wisdom, and you find it in words, in poetry. And I write poetry, and I also listen to poetry. And if you have a poet somewhere, I will probably go and listen to him. And if there is slam poetry, oh my God, fighting the hegemony isn't that important.
That's fair. Got your priorities. And you could overindulge when indulging your vice. That could happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I have a friend, which is Ja, a ship mechanic. Ja is actually a cousin. Ja started out as Jal, which was clearly a male, but lately Ja has been feeling that a lot. So now she is Ja. Also, but there's still a ship's mechanic, and that's from time to time that's useful. And from time to time I go and I tell them stories that might be true or have a true core or have some truth attached to them. Truth is a bit ephemeral if you're looking at it, really. And my not quite friend is Nix, a moneylender. Yeah. Nix doesn't really. Nix believes in things like factual truth and stuff like that, and numbers. I don't really get him.
Yeah. He believes in debts that you owe him. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes, but that is, yes, maybe I have said something like that, but that doesn't mean it's real. I've said lots of things that aren't true.
Okay, all right. And he just hasn't divined which things are true, or he's not up to your speed.
No, he's not. But he probably deserves some love because he seems very uptight and very much tied to money and material possessions. And my attempts to bring him more joy into his life have met with resentment, I guess.
Okay. All right. This is a ridiculous crew, and we have a fourth character coming in. It's going to be played by Gerwin, who probably has some sort of, I don't know, some ridiculous concept like it's going to come in and upend all this stuff. Oh man, he's going to watch this, isn't he? Oh, we love you, Gerwin. All right. So we've got our our scoundrels, so to speak, our criminals, but we need to further define the ship. So we've chosen the ship. We are the Firedrake. We're using the Firedrake ship. Rebels and criminals looking to protect the downtrodden and fight the hegemony most of the time, apparently, according to this crew. So we've done that. The next thing we're going to choose is a reputation. What reputation has this crew garnered with the different factions of the sector? This is kind of important because this is how you earn crew XP, is embodying or creating a new reputation separate from the starting one. There's a list, but you can always choose to create your own. The list has ambitious, brutal, daring, honorable, professional, savvy, subtle, or strange. So those are kind of like the default ones, but you can always create your own reputation if you think you're trustworthy or revolutionary. I don't know.
I have a feeling that we might be daring or strange.
Yeah, I was also suggesting that. We are definitely in both of those. Question is, which one is that the people heard about?
What do you think, Breaks? Are you?
I feel more daring than strange, but that's just me.
Yeah, let's go with daring. We can buy a second reputation later, right?
Yeah, basically you can. Yeah, you can. Part of the getting speed either bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. So you can say we're daring now, and then in the middle of a score suddenly be all. Actually, we're a bit weirdos, but that'll still get you XP. We'll see. Okay, so we got a reputation, and now we customize the ship. So the ship begins with 2 cred in its hold. Let me just put that in. Bonk, bonk. 2 cred in its hold, and some pre-selected systems. You're going to choose 2 additional ship systems to improve. Your choices are engines, hull, comms, and weapons. So if you look at the sheet, engines, hull, and weapons already have 1 bit of them improved, and comms is not. Basically, improving systems, makes them better. It means like when you roll to like see what their quality is and what they do, you roll more dice. You can choose to improve crew quality, but it's going to cost you that starting 2 cred. Crew quality will determine stuff like how you're living your life, or how well the weapons you have are. Or if you go buy something, we usually roll your crew quality and see if what you get is up to your quality. If not, you can just choose to improve 2 more ship systems. So right now, your weapons, hull, and engines have 1 improvement. Your comms do not. So what do you folks think?
Engines?
If you're going to be daring, I'll go on.
Yeah,
go
we
on.
should get some Afterburners if we're going to be daring.
What do you think, Rob?
I like engines or Afterburners.
I mean, you can get. We're going into upgrades later. We can probably get some Afterburners when it comes to upgrades later. We're just improving the overall quality of the systems. So that's engines is 1. Choose improve another one. So weapons.
Comms is at 0.
Yes, comms is at 0 right now.
I guess we have to improve, otherwise we cannot even get the help signals from people.
Yeah, we need to get our poetry out. That's important.
Yes, we need to record all vids and put them out.
Yeah, and we need to give something back to the universe, like our stories. The galaxy needs to hear them. And getting out in 0G suits, shouting at the stars, that's okay. I've done that, but it's not really what I call comfortable.
All right, so you're gonna be piloting this crew, Finn. You're gonna be piloting this crew. All right, so after you decide what you improve, the GM will tell you about a faction that helped you get those improvements. They did you a favor. How did you respond? So the faction I've chosen that helped you with engines and comms are the Echo Wave Riders. They're pilots. Many organize illegal races. Many take dangerous jobs for pay, and a few test dangerous new engine/fight technologies for the guild. They wear a pin that shows how many races they've won. So, lovely folks. So they helped you improve your engines and get you some basics like comms. So you tell me, how did you respond? Did you pay them off, which is give them 1 cred in exchange for a job well done? Did you owe them 1? Promise them you'll return the favor down the line when they ask and gain +1 status with them? Or did you stiff them? No need to pay a faction. Doesn't demand payment up front, right? Am I right? But you can take a -1 with them. So which of those 3?
I kind of want to owe them 1 because they seem like people that have fan requests.
What are we gonna say, Breaks?
I want to be good with them, so.
Cool. All right. Is that okay with you, Kai?
Sure. Cosmic balance, all that.
All right. So now you have +1 status with the Echo Wave Riders. There is a faction sheet. It's under the system category. So, oh my God, there's a faction called Ghosts. I didn't even know that. All right. Well, maybe we'll come to them later. I don't know what they're like. Okay. So then we choose a special ability that's listed on the Firedrake ship. So there's a bunch. Give you a minute to look through them and see which ones most interest you. Oh, sorry. I advise whoever is tapping on the Firedrake ship to stop tapping through the modes because they'll be flipping through them.
There's one that is clearly better, but it's not interesting. I mean, come on. +1 on all resistance is amazing, but
it is good to have that. I will say, I will also. I'm taking a. Yeah, I mean, it's boring, but it's good. Like, Although in my experience running Forge in the Dark stuff, people told me I'm far too nice to them. So most of the time they don't even need to resist rolls because I'm just nice to them. Ask Rob.
You don't have to be mean. The system will be mean for you. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, I say that, but did you not do amazingly well on Wednesday? How long did you spend in the control?
That was a statistical aberration.
Okay. All right. So the ability Ludo's talk about is Forged in Fire. Your crew has been toughened by cruel experience. You each gain plus 1d to all resistant rolls, which is it is boring, but it's quite good for resisting stuff. But yeah, no. What about the other two? Look through the abilities. Which ones speak out?
I mean, I like sympathizers.
Mm-hmm.
Would you Finn or Kai? They're in the Firedrake character sheet.
Yep.
I mean, I like the sympathizers too. I also like Hearts and Minds.
Yeah, I like Hearts and Minds too.
Heart and Mind is good because you get extra action dot. And those are never a bad thing.
Yeah, it's really good.
Let's take that one.
Yeah, like Hearts and Minds.
Yeah. So for those anyone watching, Hearts and Minds is each crew member may add 1 action rating to command, consort, or sway, up to a max of 3. So someone here is going to be very, very convincing. All right. So after that, we assign upgrades. Each crew starts with pre-selected upgrades well suited to the crew, such as the galley for the Star Dancer or the brig for the Cerberus. For the Firedrake, y'all have shields, the best shields because they tick both boxes. So y'all got shields and a shuttle. So you have like a secondary vehicle. I will say that you may have the shuttle, but you don't have a landing bay. So that just means the shuttle is just attached to the side of your ship. You also have crew quarters, which is good. Means y'all can stay there. I think that's what it means. I have to look through them. Yes, I think that's what it means. Crew quarters, yes. You can sleep anywhere, but crew quarters are actually meant for it. Crew quarters afford privacy and comfort in a domain where such things are luxuries. Also, you don't have to share, and the first mate snores. So there are some upgrades for the Firedrake. You can pick 2 more. Details are in the handout. So if you look through, there's like some upgrades, like the upgrades are down under crew and ship upgrades. They are. So stuff like AI module, armory. There are some specific Firedrake starting ones, like a secret base or black market contacts. If you want to know what those mean exactly, I can tell you because I think they're in the handouts, but I'll read them out okay. Someone's yelling for an alien pet. There are some stuff like under the systems, like the landing bay or the coherence cannon, which is frightening. But those would cost you a cred, I think. Not sure. I'm trying to remember how my other Scum and Villainy GM ran this, but we've only ever done 1 session. It was character creation. Oh, scheduling. But yeah, are there any upgrades? Oh, that leap up to you. All right, I'll read out Alien Pet and Fake Transponder because an AI module. A lot of people are saying things in the chat. I'll read them all in order. Start with Alien Pet. Ship upgrades. Where is it? Come on. I'll just find it here. Alien Pet. Lovable rapscallion or loyal guardian. These critters are more trouble than they're worth. That's it. That's all it is. Let's see. Fake transponder. Usable remotely, this system can broadcast a different ship's signal or play a powerful recording or sensor echoes or act as a beacon. So these are yeah. Let's see. Nexus Link. What is that? Nexus Link. A link to the hegemonic system network allows for news updates, real-time messages, and tapping into system-wide sensor grids. Others may be able to hack into your ship remotely via the same channel. You can do the same, but it's a two-way street. Afterburners. Oh, I see. Afterburners are a thing you have to unlock after a few things. The Star Dancer gets oh no, there it is. Afterburners dumps raw fuel into the engines for a short burst of speed. May treat engines as one higher rating for a roll, but it may damage them. That's what Afterburners does. Alien Pet, Crystal Foxes. Black Market Contacts is a specific one to the Firedrake, able to get you all the modules, even illegal ones your ship needs, even when you're wanted. Resourceful, mobile, may have jobs for you from time to time. So I would say the stuff that's listed under like systems, those are modules. Those are different from upgrades. Like they'll cost money. Upgrades, you can get them by XP, but modules, you have to find them through like through the black market and whatnot, or the market. You get 2 upgrades, so you can get the alien pet and something else. Jesus Christ. So yeah, you got stuff like black market contacts, secret base, popular support. Now that costs 3. Holo emitters, intruder alarm, Land Rover, a med bay, a galley, a break. So what are besides the alien pet? Because 2 people are screaming for an alien pet. What upgrades speak out to y'all? I'll start with you again, Break. Since you're the pilot, you have to pilot this hunk of junk, so to speak.
So, because I think it would be funny. I like the AI module, but for more practical purposes, I think maybe Fake Transponder would be a good one to have.
Let me read out what the AI module does. Software connected to an AI core running throughout the ship can automate tasks or run the ship on behalf of the crew. Snarky personal module available for free. So that's for fun, but Fake Transponder would probably be useful. Well, an AI would be useful as well. It's just that now you have the ship talks back to you now. All right, so you put it out for a Fake Transponder.
Yep.
Because it's a module, it will cost you a cred, but that's okay. What about the other 2?
Yeah, I like the Afterburner or the Fake Transponder. I mean, Fake Transponder is amazing.
Yeah, Fake Transporters is really fun. I also like Fake Transporter and Afterburners.
Cool. All right, so that is press the wrong button. All right, cool. All right, so that's one upgrade. You can still have another one. If you look through, like you can have that module, that AI module, or you can have the alien pet, or the black market contacts, or the secret base. No one ever picks the secret base. I'll explain some other stuff. Training. If you look through those ones, training is one of the downtime actions. Basically, you tell me you train and you get a mark of XP on an attribute or your personal. But if you pick one of those training upgrades, you can get 2 XP instead of 1. So training's good for just covering your bases. Also, I'll say right now, because we only have here for like 5 sessions, you're all going to start with a bunch of XP. I'm going to add them to your sheets during break. But you're going to start with way more than that. You're going to start with way more than what you usually have in Forge in the Dark King, because getting XP is a motherfucker. No, unfortunately, the only thing the alien pet adds, Sabine, is that you'll have an alien pet. Mechanically, I don't know what else it could do. Maybe you're trying to schmooze someone and you bring them to the ship and they meet your rapscallion friend. Great for propaganda. All right, okay. How do you define a non-alien pet?
Yeah, well, like a dog or a cat or something, like a cyber dog or like a normal pet. That is also more trouble than it's worth, but it's not alien and not that good for propaganda.
Or maybe they're better for propaganda because they're just dogs or cats or mice. Maybe not mice. I don't know. All right, so let's go on through again. What's one more upgrade? What are folks looking at or thinking? If alien pet is where the majority is going, we can go with alien pet. But
Yeah, I really like the idea of an alien dog.
okay.
I mean, some kind of alien pet, from this ice planet in which Lay was from.
All right. All right. Let me look through some stuff. All right. So everyone okay with alien pet?
I can live with it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob's over thinking, we could have got something useful like a landing bay for a shuttle or an AI module or power reserves or a brig or a galley. No, yeah, we got a pet.
I mean, it slobbers everywhere. It gets its hair in the control panels.
Yeah, but look at its little face. Don't you love it?
All right. After you assign your 2 upgrades, the GM will tell you about 2 factions impacted by your choices. Give me a second while I look through the factions, because the only one I looked at were them pilots. Give me a second. I think definitely the alien pet came from a weird faction, because why not? Let's make them weird. What's that? Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay. Do you want to be friends? Do you want to have a relationship with the ghosts? Actually, no. No, they're a bit too weird. Give me a second. Ghosts are cool, but like we are, because of where our players are, I think it's better to stick to like hegemony or criminal syndicate factions. Unless you want to hang out with some ghosts. Some research faction, yeah, that would be cool. Maybe the Makers Guild. The Makers Guild are quite cool. Oh wait, no, they're terrible. No, never mind. No, they're slavers. Never mind. Fuck off. Let's see. No, drug dealers, vigilance. Sun Eaters. Yeah, if you want to like look through the names of the factions, they're in the faction sheet.
Where are the factions? I mean, there is obviously the system, the factions, but if I click on that, I get bio info, and that's empty.
Oh yeah, because I haven't put them in because I just generated them, but I've not put them. I'll put them in later. Yeah. So there are some cool names. If you want me to explain what they are, to picture them, just call out the name and I'll tell you who they are.
Yeah, but where do I find the names? Sorry,
they're in the PDF I'm looking at.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry.
I'll pop over to Dublin and.
I definitely think you probably got the fake transponder from the Starless Veil. They're hegemonic counterintelligence and spies. They're currently at odds with the ruling noble House Machlaith. They seek to undermine the governor in order to make a case for change in House control. Now, here's the thing. They're either the faction help you get an upgrade, or you screwed them over to get that upgrade. And I'm thinking definitely the Starless Veil had something to do with the fake transponder y'all get. So, did you want them to have helped you, or did you want to screw them over?
Screw them.
Yeah,
screw them.
Well, that's a harsh word. What really happened? Long story. Blah blah blah.
All right. So the other faction was screwed over when you got an upgrade. They don't like you. You get a -2 status with the Stardust Veil. Or you can pay that last cred you have to make it a -1 status. No? Okay, all right. Okay, you don't like them. Fair enough. Stardust Veil. Oh shit, I made you enemies with a tier 4 faction. Oops. That's my bad. You start at tier 0. Just like level things out. Oopsie daisies. Yeah.
It's fine. Just descend the hands of blue after us. It's fine. This is fine.
Ixnay on the Farfry references. Do you want to get sued? All right. So where to get your alien pet? Let's see. The Sahir are tall, ebon-skinned Xenos who travel with blindfolded servants that speak for them. They're rich merchant bastards. I don't know if I want to be friends. I don't know if I want you to be friends with them. Let's see. What's it? Sun Eaters are weird. Our Sun Eaters are archaeologists and scientists. They're obsessed with recreating jump gate technology because jump gates were created as precursors, totally not as a trap to have us be eaten by ancient machine gods. Nope. Sorry, that's another space opera reference. That's Mass Effect this time. So those are the Sun Eaters. Yeah, I mean, look at the weirdness ones. Night Speakers are cool. Okay. All right. Keep shouting out names because there are some cool names here. The Direnek Gang. They are the Direnek Gang are mostly young, disenfranchised Xenos who have turned to crime and found strength and solidarity with each other. Based on Warren, but looking to expand. So basically, they're misspent youth. That's what they are. They absolutely probably could have found a cyber dog and given you the cyber dog. Do you want to be friends with some youthful, disenfranchised Xenos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. All right. So you have a +1 status with them. At your option, you can spend that 1 cred you have to repay their kindness, and you get a +2 instead of a +1. At your option. If you want to spend your 1 cred.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, you'll get that cred back. Is there anything you want to say, Rob? Sorry, I saw you on mute there.
No, I'm fine with this. I approve this message.
Cool. So you now have +2 with the Direnek Gang, who is a tier 1 faction. So you're.
I mean, they work with worker syndicate, so what is there not to like?
Exactly. I still feel so bad for making you -1 with the Stardust Veil. Oh well, fuck them. All right. The last thing we need to do is your favorite contact. Take a look at your list of potential contacts on the ship sheet. Although all the contacts are your friends and allies, one is closer to the crew than the others. Choose one contact who is a close friend, longtime ally, or partner in crime, and the GM will tell you about 2 factions that are impacted by your choice. So, have a look through the list in the Firedrake. Some cool names there. So, which ones do you think y'all been friends with?
I like the idea of the cult mystic, but that's just me.
I mean, we have connections with hotshot pilots already, so I think we can pass on take a look. I like the idea of Ada Blanc either being a rival or a friend.
Well, they're going to be your contact. They're not going to be like a rival. They are going to be friends with you. They're basically how you get jobs, or how they're kind of like your point person out in the field. Like they're the ones who tell you, like, oh, here's what they're telling you, or here's what the jobs are available.
I think either the performer or the mystic sound.
Yeah, I like the idea that the mystic does not say how he gets to the jobs.
All right. Okay, so I think we'll go with Mystic then. I think that's what everyone's oh, people. Sure. Oh, I just got that name. Ebo 1. For fuck's sake. All right, we're choosing them. All right. Okay.
Hello
there. Great. Now I have to pull up my Count Dooku, my General Grievous impression at some point in this series. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. All right. Ebo 1, an ancient cult mystic. I'm going to say they have they, them pronouns. I'll just add that there. Because I'm the one playing them, so I get to choose. All right. Them. No, they are not going to be played by Ewan McGregor. No, I can't let that happen. Okay. All right. I think they are friendly with a group because I have to say one faction is also friendly with contact, and you get +1 status with them. They are friendly with a group called the Mendicants. Originally, the Church of the Emerald Heart, their organization was politically destroyed. Now they wander the stars as traveling physicians and healers. So y'all are friends now with a group of doctors.
Sure, we wouldn't need that at all.
No, people be fine and resist stuff, you know. Of course, that also means you are going to be unfriendly with another group. And I think they are going to be um, one of the hegemon's factions. The other weird faction they have under the hegemony, the cult of the Seekers. Y'all dealing with a bunch of cults. What's up with that? Wandering mystics studying artifacts and seeking new places. Members include the hegemon's mother. So imagine them as like, you know that time when Madonna was really into Kabbalah in the early 2000s. They're kind of like that. They're rich people who are kind of like, yeah, mysticism. It unlocks a new part of life. I'm gonna spend $10,000 to fill my pool with Kabbalah water, that sort of thing. Yes, the hegemon's mom is basically Space Madonna. It's gonna be great. All right, so you get a -1 status with the Cult of the Seekers. All right, cool. So that's it for character creation. It's oh my god, you're gonna be fighting Madonna during American Life, Die Another Day era Madonna. That's the kind of Madonna you're gonna be fighting. All right, cool. All right, so we've done character creation. What we're gonna do is gonna take a break, and we're gonna open you up with the opening scenario for the Firedrake ship, which starts. Well, it's gonna start with a prison break. And the people breaking out from the prison? You folks. So let's come back in 10 minutes and we'll see how well you do breaking out of the Isotropa Max Secure. So we'll be back in 10. right. Is everyone back? Rob, are you back?
Yep, I'm here.
Cool. All right. So I'm just gonna do a quick check-in, folks. Doing fine?
Yep.
All right. Fab. So, I've given you all a bunch of XP. So I'll start off with quite a bit. Don't worry about it. All right. So Scum and Villainy. Let me just read out. Let me just read out the starting scenario, and then I'll ask you some questions to help paint the scene. So your crew has been together for a while. You've done quite a number of jobs together, although not enough to pump up your crew to a tier 1. Nope, we're gonna start with tier 0 and live with it. But quite recently, your crew was framed and caught for crimes that, for once, you have not committed. I know, amazing. For once, they've sent you all to the nastiest prison in the sector, Isotropa Max Secure. Whether you knew each other already or made friends in the scant few days here, well, we established you all knew each other here already. You forged an alliance and a plan. Your ship is held in impound. Your ship is called the Firedrake and it's held in impound until the Star Smiths can pick it up. The hegemony techs have secured it, but you have hidden security overrides and ignition codes if you can get on board. It's just a chance you need to get out before the hegemony factions figure out which crimes you've actually committed. Well, some of them they probably already know, since one of y'all is quite famous, and one of y'all is a noble house's daughter. And then there's that bloke you got with you. Sorry, Kai, you're just a bloke. All right, I see my players already making up some spurious protestations in the chat there. Isotropa Max Secure is basically that image I put there in the Roll20. The one that looks like it's carved out of a rock Death Star. I'm gonna actually describe more of this place, and then when we kind of open the action, I want to know when we open it, this scenario, I think we're gonna open probably in the quote unquote cafeteria area, right before things start to kick off. And let me describe Isotropa Max Secure. So, orbiting near the star, Isotropa is the most notorious prison system in Procyon, which is the name of the system that the hegemony controls. Wardens broker audiences with prisoners and grant commutations for the powerful and wealthy. They report to House Mac Life, but the prison largely runs itself. So that's where y'all are stuck. So when we kind of open up in this cafeteria scene before shit about to go down, I want to know, first, give me a snapshot of each of your character, and then tell me what security measures have them the most worried. So I'll give you a minute to think about that, and if anyone has an idea, feel free to jump in.
I have an idea. So, yeah, I think what we see Kai looking like is there is a prison uniform, I guess, because they're all wearing ultramarine or some such thing, because, well, that was apparently cheap or somebody sold it. Whatever. They're wearing ultramarine, but somehow Kai has managed to acquire a vest, quite bright vest, which suits him nicely. And Kai is very worried. They have this head warden who has a nose for trouble, really. This head warden, she just knows when people are up to no good, and she's been watching us, I guess, most specifically. She looks a bit like Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and that's about the vibe you get from her. Also, she seems to always be there when you don't expect her. So she's called Warden Rachel.
Can you put that in the chat so I can, in case they might show up or not? Warden Rachel. Always watching. Wonder why. Michelle. Okay, cool. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. I'll be back in like a minute.
Oh no, my one weakness, someone I cannot charm.
Sorry about that. After we go this round, I need someone to explain to me how your alien pet has been doing inside your unpounded Firedrake ship. Oh no. Or hopefully these hegemonic scum are humane enough to be taking care of your alien pet, who we do need to determine what that pet is, since we picked as an upgrade. But before we do that, let's break out of prison first. Who next has like a snapshot and a security measure that they're worried about?
So, late Astra, we see them wandering around the cafeteria, always worried about where they sit on their corner, trying to be as cordial as possible with the other prisoners, because they know it's only a question of time. Because, sooner or later they're gonna realize that the best way to deal with them is to have them quietly have an accident during say a prison riot or something, and they are biding their time and they are like, is this the day they're gonna make their move? So they are like, oh no, we have to move fast and fast and fast. In the meantime, I want to have as many people on my side as possible. And the thing that worries them the most is if they rush out, they probably will not get very far, because while the prison itself it's self-contained, they have a powerful sensor and communication array that probably can reach to any vessel across the system. And if they give the alarm too soon, they're gonna get reinforcements, and we will just escape on our Firedrake and be immediately stopped by some gunboats. So that's what worries them.
Cool. And Breaks. What about you?
Breaks is waiting in line for her ration of whatever slop the cafeteria serves, and is just sort of tapping her foot to some rhythm that she's bobbing her head to in her head, like and just sort of keeping a cheerful facade. What she's worried about is floating around different areas of the cafeteria are these drones. One of them sort of dips down next to her, and she sort of sticks her tongue out at it.
It makes a beep beep sound to admonish you. It's not a cute beep beep. It's a harsh beep beep. It's quite rude, yes. All right, so we've got like a good picture of where we are when things about to go down. Normally the opening scenario doesn't include this, but I'm gonna include it anyway, just so we all get used to it. We're gonna do an engagement roll. We're gonna treat this as if like this is a job and a score. So I want to like each of you to like to flash back to what have y'all been doing to prepare for when you're about to break out. So we'll consider this like the gather information part of like what did you all each like prepare to break out of prison. And you can say stuff like, I had contacts in the prison, or there are some syndicate prisoners there that offered to that in exchange for helping us break out, we owe him one once we get out, that sort of thing. Or well, I hacked through the drones or whatnot, and we'll do some rolls to see how well y'all did and what information you got. So, let's have an idea of what each character have been doing to prepare for when you break out. Is he on mute there, Breaks?
No, I'm just staying unmuted in case I need to say anything.
Cool. If I start to feel sleepy, I'm just gonna blame the 2 slices of pizza I had to pound into myself during that break. Feeling a bit sleepy. Coffee. Sorry, I'm muttering to myself. So yeah, I'll go back to. Is it Kai or Key? Sorry, I need to make sure. For your character, Sabine, is it Kai or Key?
It's
Key.
Kai. You can call him Key if you want to, but he would pronounce it Kai. But Key is also really nice. You'll have to think about that.
I'll just call it by alias, Reverse.
Yes, because that's what he signs his underground poetry with.
How clever.
Well, it's a bit Dadaistic, I guess.
All right. So what has Key been what was Key doing to prepare for this?
I think he has been talking to people. I mean, Kai loves talking to people, swapping stories with other prisoners mostly about hacking, really. And maybe then there was this guard, and he got drawn into the conversation about hacking modules and computer modules. And thusly, Kai has found out how what kind of computer system is used with the prison, and has also sussed out a few of the best methods to get into the system.
All right. So to determine how good the systems or plans you got, we're gonna do a roll. So with a Forge in the Dark, I usually ask you what the action rating you roll with. This will determine precision effect. But I'm gonna say this is like a fortune roll, which means that there's no risk to it, so I don't have to give you position and effect. So stress and whatnot don't count. You're just gonna roll what you think, which action suits that what you did there. So that sounds like consorting, because you
yeah, or maybe hacking even, because that's what I'm going to do eventually, getting into the system.
Yeah, but well, the action was getting the plans. Either way, you're gonna roll nice.
Okay, cool. How do I roll that?
Oh, you click on the action rating you want to roll. So you just click on consort. No bonus die, no position or effect. Just
it's risky, right? I roll it risky.
Oh yeah. Like it's not gonna matter, but might as well because it's part. So yeah.
And effect the standard, and I don't have bonus dice. And I've rolled a 4.
Yeah. Oh, look at that setting sun. What's up with that sun? Yeah, so on a 4 you get good detail, not the best detail, but you got complete enough detail. So I will say that what you find out from the guards and their plans is that like there's a certain date where hegemony is sufficient, but it's a bit understaffed. So what you'll find out is just like there's a certain night where there's not as many guards as there would be normally. Like Warden Rochelle is stepping up herself, but she's one woman. But so what you get from the guards is like, you'll get kind of like the way out. You'll even get to where your gear is, but there's parts of the station is like understaffed. So I guess I think that's good enough for a 4. That there's not as many people, so that just means drone activity will be heavy. You might want to focus on that, unless you all just want to get away. But that's what you kind of get from your consorting with them guards. All right. Turn to the other 2. What have you been doing to prepare for this prison break?
So, Leastra has been trying to get into connections with some of the prisoners of the Cobalt Syndicate that have been caught on one of these, extraordinary operations that are definitely not legitimate in their origins. And because they were laid low, they were worried that their families and their companions on the syndicate don't know that they were captured, because they were operating under alliances for obvious reasons. And I tried to convince them that basically, if they help us get out, we're gonna go to them and tell them what happened to them, and either help them take them out, or go through the proper channels to do so. Use leverage on the hegemony, or should everything fail, just storm the place. And they are actually working out their hope that they can connect them with the people that they left behind.
Do you want to learn more about the Cobalt Syndicate?
From what I get, they are a workers' union that supplements their money with criminal activities, right?
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So I think, what are you rolling for that? Are you consorting as well?
I'm consorting.
Oh yeah.
So is it?
It's another fortune roll, so the position effect doesn't matter. So you just pick whatever. Four. So yeah, so I should explain to Sabine. The way rolls work is you roll a dice pool. Those dots are the number of dice you roll, and you take the highest. You want to get more than a 3. 1 to 3 is a failure. 4 to 5 is mixed success, and 6 is a success. So for instance, Leastra rolled a 3, a 4, and a 4, highest of 4, so it's a mixed success. So you get good detail, same as you. I probably should have explained that when you rolled. Oops. All right. So I think the Cobalt Syndicate, the folks are in there. They're willing. I think they know enough about you. You all have a reputation for being daring. They will help. But I think they extract from you like a promise. Like, yeah, the first thing you need to do once you get out of prison is go help out them folk. Not just tell them where they are, but actually help them, and then they'll help you, because their repercussions will be falling on them. And I think their spokesperson, their spokesperson for the Cobalt Syndicate spokesperson, the one you're talking to, is a bloke named Simple Collective. That is his name, and they are quite insistent that, they're putting their necks on the line to get you all out. So the least you could do is go and find Cobalt Syndicate and help them out as soon as you get out. Sound good? Yeah. You don't want to let Simple Collective down.
Yeah. We already are earning favors.
Yes, but they will help you out, and you can tell me exactly how they help out when we do our engagement roll. So, Breaks, what have you been doing?
So I think Breaks has actually rigged a system has basically exploited a weakness in the power grid to cause a short in an area that will just bring the power down in the whole area.
Nice.
So, and the song that she's basically tapping away to in her head and is basically a countdown. Like when it hits the bit where the song gets really active, that's when shit's gonna go down.
Oh my god! All right. Which action rating are you rolling for that?
I think I'm rolling with rig.
All right. Give me that roll.
I'm willing to take a stress just because it is a kind of.
It's important.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So just explain for those who don't know. One of the ways to get bonus dice is to push yourself, which is you take 2 stress and you get an extra die. Or you can take a devil's bargain, in which case a complication will happen, but you get an extra die. If you play trophy, you know exactly how that goes. All right.
So, okay. So how do you set bonus die in this?
After you set position and effect. You're going to get an option to put in bonus die.
Right.
It's risky standard.
Okay. Rig, risky, standard, 1 bonus die.
That's a 5. All right. So, here's kind of what happens, and I think here's what I was gonna do. You said it fine. It's gonna happen, but the security will know that there's been an intrusion. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a 6-step clock called Isotropa Security Alert. What that means is that shit is gonna go down for sure. But if that clock fills up, their attention is gonna be all on you 3. So it just means it'll be more than the usual obstacles. It just means that like they're gonna be focusing their assets on you. So that's what the complication is. I'm gonna create a clock, and if that fills up to failed rolls or devil's bargains, then horrible stuff is gonna happen. Well, not horrible stuff, but like Isotropa Max Alert 0 out of 6. Cool. But you got it rigged. It's all good. So now we're going to do an engagement roll, which is basically, usually most of the time, these thieves, these scoundrels, they get together, they plan, they roll out their maps and whatnot, and they plan excruciatingly what they're meant to do. Y'all don't need to do that. All you need to do is roll a die, or a bunch of die. It's a fortune roll, and we'll cut through all the planning and whatnot, and then we'll use flashbacks to fill in the gaps of all your planning. So here's how we set up the engagement roll. First, you pick a plan and a detail. So a plan type and the detail about that plan. So there is a bunch of plan details. There is assault, which is do violence to a target, and the detail will be the point of attack. There's deception, which is lure, trick, or manipulate, and the detail will be the method of deception. There's infiltration, trespass unseen, and the detail will be the point of infiltration. There's mystic, which is engage mystic way or power, and the detail will be the arcane power. There's social, negotiate, bargain, or persuade, and the detail will be the social connection. And then there's transport, which is carry cargo, people through danger. The detail you'd want will be the route and the means. So from what I'm getting from this plan, it's either going to be an assault or some sort of deception, stealthy plan. I don't know. How loud do you think all 3 are going to be?
I think it's probably reversing infiltration.
Yes, I think it's probably not that loud at the beginning. It might get loud when stuff gets tight, but I think what we're doing is more like reverse infiltration. Exfiltration, or maybe create a diversion. That might also be nice because we have all these droids and very little guards, so diversion seems like a good idea.
I'm down with that.
Cool. All right. So okay, reverse infiltration and the detail, the point of infiltration. Kai was kind enough to get those plans for y'all. And Lay Astra, you can tell me later how your new Cobalt Syndicate buddies help you out. When we rolled engagement. All right. So next we're gonna choose item loadout. Yes, you're in prison, so you may not have your items, but we'll the first thing that'll happen, I'll say right now, is you'll get your items once the score starts. So how this works is you're gonna pick your load, which is the number of items you're going to have on this score. You don't pick what the items are, just how much you're carrying. So you'll pick off those items as you play. So all you have to do right now is pick how much you're carrying. So you either start with 3 light, 5 normal, or 6 heavy. So yeah, I want to. So I want to know what load are people picking?
Gonna go light, because gonna go fast.
You have picked normal because you always get some stuff, and that's then it's there, and you can't throw stuff away. That's not the way. If the galaxy wants you to have it, then you have it.
I'm gonna go light.
All right. Okay, cool. So you got your item loadout, gambits. I remind folks, thanks to Kai's ability, you have 3 gambits. So that's another way to get bonus die. There is essentially 4 ways to get bonus die here in this game. So I'll remind folks once we get to rolling, but you have 3 gambits. 3 gambits. And okay, now we go to the engagement roll. We're going to start building the pool. First, start at 1 die for sheer luck. And again, we're going to pick the highest out of this pool of die. So I'm going to ask some questions to see if there are any major advantages or disadvantages. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? You're breaking out of the most secure prison in the hegemony. Yeah. You're doing it to a song as well, because breaks is cool, apparently. No, not apparently. They are cool. It's quite apparent. Oh, no, my internet freaked out there. All right, cool. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? Seems simple-ish enough. Cut the power, find your shit, get to your ship. There we go. Yeah, simple. Yeah, bada bing, bada boom. What more do you want? Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Well, the plan's detail is the plans of this place, and that the staff is the crew is understaffed. That's an advantage. I'll give you another die. You're up to 3 now. Is target strongest against this approach? We just determined that it's not, so you don't get a -1 die, which is good. Are any other elements you want to consider? Maybe a lower tier target will give you a +1 D. Maybe a higher tier target. Because you're up against a higher target for a higher tier target for sure. I'm sorry, so I'm gonna take away a die. You're now down to 2 dice.
That's nasty, because one good thing of Blades in the Dark is that you always get when you're going against higher tiers. So in this case, it hurts us. Ouch.
Oh no, internet! What are you doing?
No, interwebs, why?
Okay, my internet's calmed down. I think my internet's calmed down. Sorry, my internet freaked out, so I didn't hear anything you said there, Ludo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say that this was nasty, because the good thing that you have going for you in Blades is that you always get +1 against higher tires. In this case, actually, it's easier to go on lower tires.
Yeah.
Stay.
Normal. That'd be fine. 2 dice is still good.
It is good.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, we've got these Cobalt guys to help.
Ooh,
us.
yeah. There's a question I missed. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight? Yes, they're providing aid or insight, so that's a +1. So back to 3. I completely missed that. Cool.
Do we have any of our enemies that are messing with this?
Let's see. I don't think so. I don't know if they deal with prison stuff. And I don't think you've been there long. I don't think you're there long enough for any of your enemies to come by and gloat. Maybe, yeah, no, I don't think you've been there long enough for enemies to know you're there.
Yep, but somebody got us there. I mean, we weren't even doing anything. Somebody framed us.
I did this.
Oh yeah. Well, 3 dice. 3 dice is still good. So, who wants to make that roll?
I don't.
Come on.
I can make a roll. I don't know how I would make that, but I can.
Yeah, if you go to your character sheet, you see under your friends list, roll fortune.
Yes. Okay.
That's the one. Roll 3 dice.
Roll 3 dice. Submit. Notes? No notes. Right?
No notes.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Oh, all right, you got a 6. 6 is good. All right, so 6 means you are going to start in a controlled position. You're in a controlled action starts. So, I'm going to let our pilot describe what happens once them shit go down, because she's the one who rigged the system to blow. So what happens? Breaks.
So the when the moment comes and the music hits that beat, she just stomps her foot and all the lights go out. And there's lots of panic shouting. Guards telling people to be calm, that sort of thing.
Nice. And I assume the 3 of you, so I'm going to describe the 3 of you probably had like a pre-approved point of where you all meet up. And then I think Kai is probably leading the way towards the lockup. There is one very nervous guard. No, they're not a guard, they're a clerk. They're a poor clerk. Their name is Jazz. But they see the 3 of you, brutish criminals, and they're not gonna cower, but they're just gonna let you into the lockup to grab your shit. And I imagine for some reason they wear a tie and just a ordinary white shirt. That's it. They're quite normal. Poor Jazz. And yeah, I think
I will give him a tip. But because you give clerks a tip, right? If they give you your stuff back, that seems reasonable.
Oh, their full name is Jazz Vastly. That's their name. So you can see it in his name tag. He's fine. He's fine. So yeah, you grab your stuff, and yeah, control position means that you get through like the first obstacle, which is basically the corridors leading to like processing. There's a lot of confusion there. It's all dark. It's all kind of like murky. It's hard to like get through, but you got through fine because again, you're all prepared. It's all efficient with whatnot. But I think here's kind of like the first obstacle. I think you get through like through a bunch of more corridors, all dark and misty. And I think the very first obstacle, but the main one is that the doors leading toward the hangars, the impound hangars to Isotropa Max Secure, they're quite secure. They're big, brutish doors, and I think you've got some time kind of hanging around these doors that like you can hear like. Actually, here's the point where I ask you, Lay Astra, what kind of help is the Cobalt Syndicate giving you?
So they are doing work on the workshops of the prison. So when power goes down, they start diverting the function, the backup power to their tools, and they are being as loud as possible with this. So they are attracting the attention of the skeleton crew of guards that is tonight, so that they go there to go, why are you on this situation working? Why don't you go back to your cells? Why are you using power tools when we are low power?
Yeah, and they're like, well, it's our shift. We're working today. We're meant to be working today. Mm.
If we're not working, you just get me the form. I cannot find the form on this darkness, man. Stop it.
Yeah, well, we can't stop working unless you have the form. You know, it's part of the rules. I mean, we don't make the rules. Simple Collective knows the rules very well. All right, so you've got this door, big brutish hangar door. You know that through there is possibly the Firedrake, or at least the closest to get to the Firedrake. You're kind of like in a dark corridor. You know you're safe for now. It's a controlled position. Yeah. What do you all do?
I study the door. I try to find out which mechanism, if it's analogical, if it needs hacking, which is the best approach to deal with the door.
The best approach to the door. All right, cool. And since you said study, I'm guessing you're gonna roll with study.
Okay, so controlled, right?
Yes. Controlled standard. Do you want some bonus die with that? There are 3 ways you can get one. You can either push yourself, which takes 2 stress, or take a devil's bargain. That's kind of like they're all in one way. You can either push or take a bargain, but you can't do both. You can get an assist from a friend, from a PC. There's 2 of them there. If anyone wants to assist Leastra in studying this door?
That costs stress, just a reminder.
1 stress. Just 1. Cost less than having to push yourself, that's for sure.
That's true.
Yeah. Or you can use a gambit. There's 3 in the pool. How important do you think this roll is?
Can be pretty important. So is anyone assist, first of all?
Wow, you all are stingy with your assists. Jesus.
Devil's bargain. I would say is that the devil's bargain.
Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear a devil's bargain?
Yeah.
The thing is, devil's bargain. I can offer you one, and you don't have to take it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this one's simple. You're gonna hear the sounds of a ship going behind the hangar door, of a ship that's moving.
Okay, I'm gonna push myself. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, the study won't get the door open. This is basically what's called a setup action. So whatever Leastra will get, it will improve the effect and position of whoever wants to get the door open.
And I have a 6.
Hey, there we go. Okay, so big brutish door, right? Looks big. It looks intimidating. But they made a horrible mistake with this door. They put it all on the aesthetics. The door is a simple crypto lock. It looks big and intimidating, but it's the equivalent of having a giant cathedral door be locked by a simple lock. You know, it's the kind of lock that, like, you know, most of the guards would have it, but you can easily just like get through it. So it's far simpler than it should be for a door leading towards a hangar. That's for sure. It's actually disgusting how simple it is. Kai, I see you're antsy there.
Yeah, Kai's a bit antsy because there's a door and everybody's staring at it, and Kai's not the kind of guy to stare. He try to get it open with hacking because, hey, that's just. And I think he's going to push himself there because we should get through this. So my position is what? Controlled.
I'm sorry. Yes, controlled. Sorry, what action rating are you rolling? You're hacking it, right?
Yeah, I'm hacking it. And I'm going to push myself for another die.
And I can help with that.
Cool.
Yeah, I can tell you there is too many distractions on this door. The path is actually quite simple.
Oh. Cool.
So if you stay true to yourself, you should be fine. Don't be distracted. And if you follow this advice, I guess you're going to clear stress. Let's see if you follow it or not.
Okay.
Cool. I'm sure I follow your advice, of course. How many
Right, so this
bonus
is gonna
die
be.
do I get? Sorry.
Oh, did you put the effect?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It should be great effect because of what
Oh.
Leastra studied.
Okay. Then I'll
So-
cancel this one. It's controlled, right?
Yes.
And
Still
great
controlled.
effect.
Yes.
And then how many bonus die do I get?
Let's see. You said you're pushing yourself, so
Yeah.
that's 1 bonus
Yeah.
die. All right. Someone's assisting you, so that's another one. So that's actually 2 bonus die.
Nice. Let's submit then. Oh, I've got a
all right.
4.
4 is still good. 4 is a mixed success. All right. So here's what happens. The complication is going to happen. So you open. How is Kai hacking? I want to see how do they hack this door?
I think Kai is rather well equipped. He has a hacking tools actually. He's carrying them around with himself in his newly acquired painted vest that he somehow got even in prison, and then he will draw out some it looks like a screwdriver, and then he will fiddle around with the screwdriver a bit and then point it at the door, and then there's a noise, and then the door will click open.
Can I just ask, is the screwdriver sonic?
Who would ever look at a screwdriver and decides it needs to be more sonic?
Does it work on wood?
All right. So on a controlled with great effect, yeah, you can do it. Door opens. Oh, it's with a 4. So okay. Here's what happens. Minor complication occurs. Door opens, and it opens up to this like open hangar. By open, I mean the hangar doors are open. You can see out into space. You can see like you're in this asteroid chain, and you can see afar. You can see the star that Isotropa Max is circling around. What's the name of the star? Oh, Bright Wind. This large gas giant. Oh wait, no, that's a cloud ejected by the star. I actually don't know the name of the star okay, I'll figure that out later. Basically, you can see the gas cloud coming from the star, the Bright Wind. Just out. It's so serene, it's nice. But here's the complication. You see, as you're looking out into the hangar, you see the warden's personal ship drifting by as if in patrol just outside of it. And you can see there's like a bunch of ships there, and you can see the Firedrake is quite close. But yeah, you see the warden's personal ship, which I should give a name to it. Its name is the Sky Abundant. As it's passing by. Yeah, someone's pointing face at me. I'm double dipping. Shut up. This Sky Abundant. No, you're thinking of the Crown Abundant. Shush you, Ludo. No, the Sky Abundant, and you are now in a risky position. Well, you've got the door open, and the Firedrake's right there.
Okay, so both me and Kai, we clear 1 stress. That is that.
Yes, which is good.
And I'm gonna say that I have a spacesuit, and I activate it, and in case we need to go someone needs to manually open the doors.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, Rob has to AFK for a bit. So, yeah. You can have a quick moment to chat. I think there's not many people. You don't see any people in the hangar. You just see the warden ship just passing by, and it's a very functional, blocky sort of ship. Wardens don't make that much money. Or actually, no. I think Warden Rochelle is a bit. It's a bit dirty, and she deals a bit inside. The ship just looks blocky. It just looks a bit dirty. But yeah, there's seemingly no one in the hangar. There is a bunch of like some patrol ships. But you can see that the Firedrake is right there. I'll give you all.
So we could maybe just skulk We could maybe just skulk over. Possibly.
Yeah, scouting
If we're
looked good.
lucky. Skulking
Right,
seems fine. I'm good at skulking.
Well, what we're gonna do, since if it's
a
all,
team.
yeah,
It's
it's a team
going to be a
action.
team action.
Yeah, we'll wait for Rob. So I'll explain for Sabine. So team action is basically the everyone sneaks into one room sort of thing. What's gonna happen is we're gonna appoint someone as team leader, and everyone is gonna roll the same action rating. Whoever gets a success, that will count for the entire team. But if anyone gets a failure, which is a 1, 2, 3, the team leader takes a stress. Simple enough. So we'll give Rob a few minutes. In the meantime, how many more sci-fi properties can we reference?
You can put a monolith outside of the station.
It could. Absolutely could. Oh, welcome back, Rob. All right. So I think I described the ships, the Warden ship is patrolling out there. I'll turn to you, to breaks, because we're not seeing you do anything at the moment. You're now in a risky position. What do you want to do? The Firedrake is right there. There's seemingly no one in the hangar except a bunch of patrol ships that are docked, and the Warden ship just passing by. What do you want to do, breaks?
I want to try and get to the Firedrake and start getting the engines warmed up.
Hell yeah. We were discussing this. It sounds like a group action skulk to get through, but I guess it depends. Do you want to get there unseen, or do you want to get there as soon as possible?
Unseen is probably better, but I'm not as good at that.
Well, it's going to be a group action, so it'll be fine if someone, as long as one person gets a success.
I mean, we can also make a group scramble if speed is the matter.
But we could try for a skulk right now before we scramble, because it seems more like a group. Maybe not skulk. Skulk's such an ugly word. Maybe a group saunter unobtrusively towards the ship.
Yeah, and once we are seen, we scramble.
Yeah. Yes. That seems reasonable.
Unfortunately, saunter unobtrusively couldn't fit in a character sheet.
Yes, I will use skulk then, or we will use skulk then. I mean.
All right, cool. Who's taking lead?
I can do that.
Cool. All right, so everyone's gonna roll their skulk. This is a risky standard roll. Individually, y'all can choose to push yourself, take a gambit, or a devil's bargain to add more dice. Individually, and go through each person. So, Kai, you have 1 in skulk. Do you want to take any bonus dice in that?
Yes, I want to push myself. Come on. Oh, I don't.
Damn, my internet's being weird. Sorry, what did you say again? My internet's being weird.
I said I have a rousing success. No, wait, I'm going to push myself. I go to 3 stress.
Cool. All right.
My position is risky, I guess.
Risky standard.
Risky standard. Okay. Let's see where that goes. Okay, I've made it.
All right. Okay. So there's going to be a success, but I need the other 2 to roll to see if Kai takes any more stress. So we'll turn to Finn. Oh, Nastra 5. It's pretty good. And last but not least, our pilot. How you doing? Ooh. All right. Well, you take 1 stress, Kai. Either way, you still got a 6 for that group action. So, you skulk your way through. So, what does that look like for each character? And I want to a snapshot of what their thoughts are, as you're kind of making your way through. This prison break is surprisingly easier than I expected, for sure. But see, I told you, Fortune Dark just becomes easy when I'm running it.
I think when Kai, he mostly just walks over Just like he's no bother, there's no care in the world. This is not a prison break. This is not a stressful thing, really. This is just a slight walk through a hangar, like the most normal thing ever. Just a person going to a ship with nothing to see here, nothing out of the ordinary. And inside he thinks, wow, these stars are really pretty. I have to concentrate on this. I have to concentrate on getting out here. Look at the stars later, Kai. Come on. But they're really pretty.
I think at some point, like Finn's foot hits some loose screw that's on the ground, and it goes ting ting ting, and there's like a sort of bit pause as they think, oh, did anybody hear that?
But fortunately, there's no one in the hangar besides the three of you.
Power of unobtrusive thinking. Power of unobtrusive thinking.
Leaster is just thinking about the way that this prison is choosing to spend its money. And what is even the point of this? Yeah, really, what is even the point? Other than, you know, the slave labor of the prisoners. And the only thing that the thing that goes through their heads is, it's a pity that I was not able to get into their communication tower, because I would love to send a message across the system.
I mean, if you want to break off from do that. No, it's not do that. Well, I don't know. Maybe the warden ship is there. The warden ship is there. Maybe there's something there. We'll see. All right. I think you get into the Firedrake, and again, I've mentioned you got your hidden codes. You get in. All right. We need to do a very, very important thing. We need to define this alien pet of yours, because when you open the door, it runs out and jumps on one of you three. I can't pick for the pet. I can't do that. But we need to define what this pet is. Or are they someone who can even jump on you and slobber all over you? This is very important. This is very, very important. Okay, it's not that important, but
maybe it's some sort of like ferret-like thing.
Oh yeah,
like a long, slow body, very, very furry and cuddly.
Yeah, and then it has this weird neck. It seems like a bulge or a beard, but it's a loose array of tentacles that is alongside its body. So it looks like very slim and very ferret/sausage-like, but when it gets irritated, all the tentacles just rise.
Anything you want to add to that, Rob? To your pet? Tentacle ferret.
I think it's got a stingy tail on it.
Ooh. All right. I think the person it jumps on is definitely Breaks. This ferret clover dog is like slobbering at you, and that tail is wagging really hard, and it's quite close to your face.
Okay, Spike. Just.
That's the noise it makes.
Help.
I will attempt to distract Spike from our pilot.
Okay, all right. You just do that. Okay. You walk through, you'll see that like there's a bunch of like different trays of food. They've been trying to figure out what the hell Spike eats, but to no avail. You see, I think you pass by a sign saying "Warning: Dangerous Cobra Ferret in the ship," and that was added there by
Almost could tell.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, yeah. So you got access to the ship. I'm gonna turn to the pilot. I think it seems pretty simple, but there is the warden ship patrolling outside. What do you do, Breaks?
Spinning up the drives. if there's like a sort of silent running sort of thing.
Ooh. All right, that sounds like. All right, tell me what you're rolling with that. So you're trying to like get by unseen?
Yeah, I'm trying to basically start up the engines, but in a sort of not like a big burst of energy, like sudden spike, like a gradual,
All right.
so that it doesn't register quite as readily.
All right. What are you rolling with that? What action?
I'm trying to think what we helm maybe, but
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to pilot this thing, for sure. And you got a false transponder, so I'm gonna say if you use that in conjunction with that'll be a great effect.
okay.
So that's a risky great. That's your die.
I'm definitely going to take 2 stress to add a die to that.
Can we help in any way?
Tell me how would you help? Tell me how would you help it, and then take the stress to give the die.
I think maybe I'll just start the false transponder to give us the identity of a guard ship.
Hmm.
I mean, we've got that thing.
Cool.
That's
Take one
okay.
stress.
I also want to help.
I think only. I think I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure only one person can assist at a roll.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna double check that in between sessions, but I think so.
Yeah.
4
Okay,
dice.
so risky standard, yeah.
Risky great because of the
Risky.
false transponder.
Okay.
Oh man, so you were right to take that fake transponder.
And
Question: did we get any XP from the last risky?
No, you got a gambit though. You don't get XP until you roll in a desperate position.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but you do get a gambit. I should have mentioned that. There is. You should have got a gambit from that. Ooh, what you get?
I got a 4.
Four. Four's pretty good. All right. So you want. Okay. Let's see. So you want to get past the warden's ship, and you're putting out a transmission that you're a guard pilot, sort of guard pilot. You're a pilot ship, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And that's with great effect. Oh, that's really good. Risky, the consequence. Okay. All right. Here's how it happens. You're gonna get past the warden ship, and what does brakes look like when they're piloting?
I think it's like she's usually very hyper and cheerful, sort of, got a lot of energy. But when she's in the pilot seat, she's very calm and collected and just focused.
Nice. All right, so I think you pilot you, and you will get past the Sky Abundant, who I think we described while you were gone is a boxy sort of ship that doesn't reflect Warden Rochelle's own personal wealth for having brokered so many dirty deals through this prison. But here's the complication, and you can resist this. I should have mentioned you can resist this complication, but here's what happens: you pass through. You're putting out the transponder that, like, we're just a nice pilot guard ship passing through. You get hailed, and you pass through the warden ship. You're just about to leave the prison when you get hailed by another guard ship saying, "Hello, this is Isotropa Max patrol ship number SS545 requesting backup to suppress a revolt happening at the workers' yard at the moment. Please respond." So you are now in a desperate situation.
So Lay turns to Finn and gives her a heart-to-heart. Look, it's our responsibility. We got them into trouble for us to escape. We need to jam this communication somehow, or they will suffer because of us. You should do something to jam it.
Okay. I think is that not more of a hacking thing? So it'd probably be not me that would do that sort of jamming sort of thing.
Wouldn't that be rigging? Could that be rigging? Or is that hacking?
I would say if it's rigged, the effect would be lower.
Or is that a ship thing? I actually don't know.
No, exactly. I don't think the ship has the module for that sort of thing. You took like you have particle cannons, you got a fake transponder, and you got a jump drive and crew quarters. You don't have anything that could hack from that ship. So what you're proposing, you'll have to like go back to not to the prison, but like go back. So here's what's happening: you're being hailed by a guard ship. They're telling you, "Hey, we need help to contain this revolt happening here." And Lei, you're proposing, all right, we need to come back and help them. That's what you're proposing, right?
Yeah. So in this case, it's less jamming then. But what Leia proposes, they propose that Finn, plays it well and plays along, and then disrupts the communication. So yeah, sure, we are helping, and then when they are not noticed, just shoot the communication array or something, and then get the fuck out, so they cannot call any help.
Okay. So I will basically respond with Roger, going to assist, sort of thing.
Okay, so we both clear one stress because you went with my terrible idea.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what Kai's opinion to all this. You were nearly out. But...
No, it's fine. We're gonna help these guys. That's cool. I will set up a little chatter to these guys in the other ship just to distract them.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna count that as like an assist for, unless you want to really distract them, but I'm gonna count that as like an assist.
Poetry.
No, I'm going to assist. Assist is fine.
Okay, I think the guard you're talking to, whose name is Cinder Proof. Yes, their name is Cinder Proof. No, you're not gonna talk about poetry with them. It's fine. Okay, so cut to you then. Breaks. Finn. How do you want to do this? What does it look like? I think when you go over to meet them, you see that like the workers' yard is one of those like open areas where you could work underneath the stars. There's like a force field keeping in the workers, and you can see that like there are scorch marks where that shouldn't be there. There is a bunch of people. There's a bunch of barricades. Actually, no. It didn't go that far. No. Let me roll back. So what's happening is there is a crowd. There is like a crowd, and there's their leader. Simple Collective is arguing with one of the guards, and there's like a crowd of guards, and they're all carrying like batons and whatnot. And you can see like there's like these two guard ships kind of floating around, and they're waiting for you to take position. And I think Cinder Proof is just like chattering about how like, cool, we have one more ship now, we can really intimidate them. And you can hear over the tannoy, the other guard is going like, please stand down. Put down your tools and stand down, or we will be forced to employ deadly fire. Stand down.
I activate the ship's weapons to back up that point, seemingly.
Seemingly. Okay, all right. I think that's fine for now. I think what you want to do, which is to hack or destroy their sensor array. I think we're gonna get into that role soon. But I think you activating your point will get like the third guard, the third ship, the one with cinder proof, to activate their kind of weapons. The crowd kind of like hushes up, but I think some of them are still quite defiant. Simple Collective is just like waving their finger around down there. They are giving it their all to give you this distraction. What's the next step, Breaks?
Gonna shoot that communications array.
Hell yeah. All right. So, let me look at your pilot sheet. I'm looking at the wrong one. Actually, you tell. Okay. Hold on. That. What are you rolling with that?
I think ship's weapons is helm.
Yes, because you're piloting it. Yeah.
Yep.
This is. I said you were in a desperate situation. Yes. This is desperate standard. Basically, to explain to Sabine again, the position determines how bad things will go if a complication happens, and effect is how well you do it. So there could be like criticals as well.
I think I'm
Yes.
thinking. Sorry.
You're still assisting, right?
Oh yes, you are assisting.
Cool.
I'm willing to hear a devil's bargain.
Okay, all right. Oh, this is simple. I'm gonna add +3 heat to the sector system page. You're destroying the communications array of a prison here. Or
I'm
you
gonna
can use a
take
gambit.
that. I will take
Oh, you
that.
gonna take that? Okay, all right. So +3 heat to the Breck system. I'll show you the page once I add that mark. Okay, so you got 2, 3, you got 4. You can still use you got from assist, from a gambit. Oh no, not a gambit, from a devil's bargain. We have plenty of gambits. You could have chosen not to take that.
No, but that sounds fun.
I mean, you can take the devil's bargain and use gambit. So
Yeah,
even
5
better.
dice.
That's the way to do it. Question: can you still push yourself to or gambit to increase effect, or only extra dice?
Oh, you can use the increase effect as well. Dice or effect, one or the other.
So it's desperate. What's the effect? Standard, and adding 2 dice. Do we want to use a gambit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And
gambiting.
And the pool resets in between jobs, so you'll want to use them, so you might as well.
Okay, rolling.
See? Oh my god! Oh my god!
That was so close.
Oh my god!
Mark XP.
Yes, Mark XP. Desperate. Okay. So what? Tell me what. How do particle cannon? How do they work? What does it look like when you shoot out your particle cannons?
I think it's like one of these weapons. It's you see the sort of build up of energy, like lightning, and then it just fires this huge beam of energy that has the sort of gribbly sort of noise.
Yeah. So the lightning fires, and I think as you're chattering to Cinderproof Kai, they're probably saying something about, oh yeah, I really like that poetry collection put that by that poet, the great Mastiff. It's really, and then boom, as the communication array explodes, and they're like, what the what?
Look what we did there. Too bad.
What? Explain yourself. What?
Well, the whole prison system is a little broken. You have to understand that this is not a good way to treat people. Galaxy doesn't like it. Bye, Cinderproof. It was nice meeting you. Nice meeting you.
Okay. Leastro, I see you mute there. Sorry, unmute there, dude. Okay, all right. I think I'm gonna roll in the success of that roll to you getting out because I think it's a fun. I think all attention is definitely away from the workplace, from the collective arguing. Instead, turns to y'all as the Firedrake makes its very quick getaway. Thank you, Afterburners. As yeah, you fucking escape from Isotropa Max Secure. Well done. And you destroyed communications array as well. So definitely you've thumbed the nose um of poor Warden Rochelle. So okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put you all to another page. Hello, you are now on the system break page. Yes, that those 3 marks are the heat. Decided to put there. They're at the top. All right. So now we've finished a score. So we're gonna go through like the post score process. Let me just try and find it in the PDF. Actually, you know what? Let's take a break. Let's take 5. We've got like 40 minutes or less, and we're gonna go through like stuff and then downtime, and then we'll wrap up. So let's take 5.
That alien pet really reminds me of that Aces in Space game I played where I was a pilot, and the whole thing ended up with us freeing some cyber dogs from a corporation, and I was giving a speech that ended with "fuck capitalism," I think. So,
Hell yeah.
so I
That's
have.
usually how all my speeches start, not how they end.
I had to explain to the people why we freed these cyber dogs. So
Never a bad reason to free cyber dogs.
yeah.
All right. Exactly. They should be free to roam the universe.
Exactly. They should be pilots themselves.
Oh my god.
Pilots, you say?
Rob, are you there? We need to get through this. Rob, are you there? No, he's not there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. All right, we can give him a few minutes. Or I should check my emails if I'm being contacted. Hanger games. Hell yeah. So yeah, there's the Breck system. You got 3 heat. That's it's gonna rise when we go through like entanglements and payoff and all that fun stuff. Let me double check the handouts. I think yes, I need to work on those handouts later. There, right. Oh, there you are, Rob. Welcome back. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of like quickly go through like what the downtime is, basically the payoff, upkeep, heat, entanglements, and downtime. We'll go through that today, and then next week we're gonna open up and introduce a new character, and then free play it for a bit and see how you all are doing with your lives. All right. So payoff and upkeep. After a job, the PCs take stock of their income from the operation. A successful job generates cred. The crew earns cred based on the nature of the operation and / or any viable Cs. So the cred you get from this job, I'm just gonna assume y'all took from where you got your gear. We extrapolate that into cred. And I'm gonna say, just again, I like being nice. Is this was a major job? You broke out of a big prison, and you shot down its communications array and bloodied the nose of the hegemony. So this is a major job, 8 cred. So well, that goes to the whole crew. So divide it up however you want. So that's 8 cred. Do you want to divvy it up now? If not, we can record it on the crew sheet.
2 each,
cred.
and 2 into the crew general thing, maybe.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So cred is for buying stuff. Usually, it's there to generate more like downtime activities. The cred you accumulate is kind of like how it determines what happens when you retire your character. As Ludo has said, the point of a Blades in the Dark game is to make it to middle class. By the end of it, that's usually the point. Oh man, let me point to a game called Beam Saber where there's no coin or cred at all. I'll talk to you about it later. All right. Okay. I'm gonna mark that. Let's see. Bang, bang. So each of you get 2 cred. And you just get it. There's no like sprawl style. Oh, you have to roll to get paid. No, there's none of that. You just get paid, or whatever valuables you looted from this prison. All right. Upkeep. Ship parts wear out. There are fuel and repair costs, minor patch jobs, etc., etc. Each downtime after the payoff, decide if you pay for ship upkeep. Upkeep is equal to system quality plus crew quality divided by 4. I've calculated this for you in the middle of the break. So your crew quality, your ship quality is 5. So 5 divided by 4 is 1.25 rounded down. So someone has to pay 1 cred. Or you can choose to skip out on paying for upkeep if you want to be that cheap. And instead, we're gonna roll a skip upkeep roll. But it's 1 cred. Come on.
Also, I saw Furfly. I don't want to skip inventories of chips. Thank you very much.
I mean, we just put 2 cred into the ship itself, so that
Yeah.
should pay for upkeep, right?
Yeah.
Daring don't mean stupid.
Yeah.
Daring doesn't mean stupid.
Yeah, we can be daring because we know that our machines will not fail us.
All right. Okay, up next is heat. After a job or conflict with an opponent, your crew takes heat according to how the job play out. So the system is full of prying eyes and informants. Anything you do might be witnessed, and there's always evidence left behind. Gee, what kind of evidence did y'all leave behind? Smoldering communication array, for sure. I'm gonna say 4 heat, loud and chaotic, high exposure. You're gonna get 4 heat. And you can get extra heat if you hit these parameters. Was the target high profile or well connected? Was there public use of artifacts? I mean, it's a prison, but prison's a prison. Hold on, let me mark the heat you just got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's very scientific. Crossing those marks out. Was there any killing of hegemonic citizens? Whether the crew did the killing or not, bodies draw attention. There aren't really any deaths that you know of, and so there won't be. However, there was massive property damage and illegal weapons use. So that's 2 more heat. Oh wow, that rolls you over to a wanted level of 1. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, I'm gonna cross that over, and that rolls over. Shit, how do you delete these things?
What? I'm on a wanted poster again? How did that happen?
I don't know. How did that happen? Oh shit. Okay. Okay. I know what I did wrong. The actual. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Oh, roll 20. How I miss dealing with the. Oh no. Okay. All right. Oh boy, what the? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. This is the roll 20. There we go. Delete you, right? Okay. So we have rolled over to 1 here, and the last parameter. Okay, no, it's fine. No, that's it. That's all the heat you got. No, you rolled over. That's what happened. You didn't lose your heat. You just got more. You're wanted level 1. I mean, it's bound to happen. Okay, so there are ways to clear heat. There's laying low and all that fun stuff, but we'll get to that later. Entanglements. Your characters and crew didn't just spring into existence tonight. You have a complex history of favors, commitments, debts, and promises that got you where you are today. So we're going to roll an entanglement. So after payoff and heat are determined, I'm going to have to roll an entanglement for the crew using the list below. Find the column, and then I'm going to roll a die. So wanted level 1. I'm going to roll this die. See what happens. I miss rolling die. I absolutely do. Wow. All right. So I rolled a 6. Roll on wanted level 2. So I have to roll again.
This is what I just noticed when I was looking at entanglements table. Like you could potentially roll all the way up to the wanted level 4 if you're really.
Yeah. What the fuck is unwanted level 4? Right? What? Okay. All right. I'm gonna do this after the next session, but I'm gonna say right now, I rolled interrogation. One of y'all is gonna be roughed up, but that'll happen next session because I have to think about who could be roughed up. One of the PCs is gonna be interrogated, so to speak. All right, so now we're in downtime. I'm gonna say that you all okay. We've got 3 planets in the Breck system. Describe each one and then tell me which ones you want to end up in, so that we can do downtime in those. Well, we can do downtime in all 3, I guess. You're in the sector, actually. So never mind what I just said. But those 3 planets, which I'll describe. One of them is a jungle planet, the Aketi. There's a Nightfall, which has 13 moons and 5 million eclipses, thanks to those moons. That's amazing. And there's Shimaya, which is a desert planet. So that's where we'll initially start. The nice thing with that wanted level is that we can go to another sector, so you can escape that wanted level. It's only to that sector.
And then you can wait until your stars go down.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You wait till your stars go down and find the star pickup behind the GTA reference. I don't know. All right. So now downtime activities. There is a list, and I'll explain each of them again for. Jeez, the internet. Internet, what's happening? Sorry, my internet
Hello?
froze up. Hello, can you hear me?
No.
Okay, cool. Internet's back.
No.
Hello. All right. So I'm gonna explain downtime. So basically, this is the crew's chance to, between jobs, your crew spends time at their liberty, attending to personal needs and side projects. This is downtime. Each PC has time for 2 downtime activities. I'm gonna put the list in the chat for you all. So, oh dear. Okay, all right. Now let me do that again, but with commas, because they're not. That's not great. Sorry about that. Oh, yes, that's right. And there we go. Yes. So, great question, Sabine. Sabine asked in the chat how to recover stress through downtime. So I'll go through each of these activities. One of them is acquire asset. That is basically you want to gain temporary use of an asset. What's an asset? That could be like either a contractor, which is like an expert or a gang, or a vehicle or a ship module, or a special item for the crew, or some common items, or some sort of service like transport from a smuggler driver, use of a head of a warehouse. Temporary use means it's used for a score. It's temporary use, all right. It won't. It will go away after the next score. We can't have another pet. So that's acquire asset. So you can say like, ooh, for next score, I want like a sword that's collapsible, that that I can hide the hilt in my sleeve, and I pull it out, and bang, 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 and out pops up a katana. I may be playing Scum and Villainy myself out of this campaign. I may have some ideas, but so you can either spend some time getting it, which is a long-term project, or you can acquire asset, which is you can rent it for temporary use. That's acquire asset. There's crafting, which that's an entire thing in itself. Build an item you study the schematics for. Well, first you have to acquire schematics. None of y'all, I think, have any schematics. Indulge vice. That's where you engage in your vice and clear stress. So that's a dice roll. You can tell, and we can go into that, but that's how you clear stress. You're gonna roll a dice, and the dice will tell you how much stress you clear out. There is such a thing as overindulging, which is if you clear more stress than you have, and when that happens, fun things can happen. Very fun things. So that's indulge vice. There's lay low. If you want to reduce your crew's heat and wanted level in the system, you can start by hiding in another system. Say what your character does to reduce crew heat while hiding, and then roll the appropriate action, and then to see how much heat you reduce. There's the long-term project, which is long-term project can cover a wide variety of activities. Like you found this ancient artifact and you want to research it so you can use it for later. Like you found like a holocron, more Star Wars references, that has hidden info, or you want to like investigate this crime in your past, or establish someone's trust, or court a new friend, or build an orphanage. That's a long-term project. Actually, maybe an orphanage might be too long. Maybe that's multiple long-term projects, but that's a long-term project. That's something you work on the side. You tell me what the goal of the project is. I'll tell you how long it'll take, suggest what the method is, and you're going to roll an action. Like, say you want to build up your connections with a specific group. That could be a long-term project, and that could be like consort. And you tell me what you're doing, and I'll tell you how long it'll take, etc., etc. Long-term project, it's a wide variety of things. Maybe you want to keep that collapsible sword. Then it's a long-term project to like source that sword and buy it, and to keep it for yourself, or build it yourself. Who knows? But that's a long-term project. And then there's recover, which is not applicable to any of you because none of you got any harm. But recover is the way to get rid of harm, basically. But you don't have to deal with that now because none of you have harm, which is good because harm sucks. It really sucks. You do not want to get harm in this game because it takes away some effects from you, like dice in effect, and it takes a while to recover. Do not want that. And then there's repair, which don't have to because the ship is fine. Ship's totally fine, so you don't have to repair anything right now. And then there's train, which is you just get XP to an attribute or playbook advancement. You tell me what you're doing to train. So those are your downtime activities. I'm willing to go through them again, but you each get 2.
Some people get 3.
Oh, really? Really, speaker person over there. 3, huh? Well, the third one, it has to be either acquire asset or lay low.
So can you take, for instance, train twice, or can you only take each once?
You can do activities twice for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, you're not stressed enough.
Also, you can pay money to have extra activities.
Yeah, so if you use up your 2, you can pay cred to get a third activity. So say like that clock just needs a few more ticks. Your clock to, I don't know, write up play or something. And it'll give you extra effect on hegemonic places because they read your play and their play is really cool. That's an idea of a long-term project. You can actually create that sort of effect. So yeah, everyone has an idea of what activities they want to do.
I have a long-term project in mind.
Cool.
Ley Astra is going to start investigate what happened to their colony exactly, and exactly how did they die.
Ooh. I think that's a 6-step clock. It's pretty big. And tell me, how are you doing? How are you doing the investigation?
So I know that I was restored to health by my doctor friend. So that would be, in theory, one place to start. But if there was anything, Carrie would already have told them.
Yeah.
So something like that, like, the destruction of an entire colony, that has to couple with traffic. So I try to get information from whoever entity manages, travel logs of ships in and out of gates, to see exactly the manifests of ships that a few light years around that location around that time, and then I compare with the usual traffic and try to see if I can shortlist to a few ships that were too suspiciously close and unaccounted around the time frame in which that happened.
Cool. Which action would that be? That sounds like a study. I mean, you can convince me to consort, but that sounds like a study.
No, consort would be more on a later phase, I guess. Because now I need even to know who I speak to. Because consort would be more with, once I get the names of the ships, I know which ships I need to contract and socialize. So I'm gonna say, it's definitely study.
All right, roll me your study. The positioning doesn't matter because it's just you working on your project.
Yeah.
Ooh. 6. You are halfway through your clock. You get 3 ticks. So tell me, what did you discover?
So I discovered that there is this freighter. It is a long haul freighter, and it was basically told to hang around the colony and deliver something. And I found the ship manifest, but it seems that all the crew has been replaced. So I will need to track down the old crew and ask them exactly what they were transporting.
Cool. All right. I've noted that in the Firedrake sheet. notes are there. I need a better name for this clock than investigate colony death. You can feel free to rename that clock. However you want, Lee. All right, so that's one of your downtime actions. I'll turn to the other two.
My second one is the same long-term project.
All right, we'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, this might be important. The other one is going to be a lay low in case that matters.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind. Right. What about the other two? You want to do?
So I don't think I need to relieve stress just yet. I've only got 3 out of 8.
Mhm.
That's probably fine, right? So I'm going to take 2 train actions.
Ooh.
I'm going to put 1 in prowess and 1 in insight.
Cool. Tell me, what does it look like? For prowess and insight.
So basically, Finn is going through a workout routine with the whatever space age earbuds look like. Probably just the earbuds with the like lights on them. And she's doing the workout with the earbuds in, but instead of listening to music, she's actually listening to like sort of instruction, like an instruction guide, like on how this is a guide to the what's the name of the ship, not the Firedrake, but the actual. It's the Kanjagar class Corvette tech manual. Basically, she's listening to an audiobook form.
Cool. All right, so that takes care of both your actions. Let's turn to you, Kai. What are you doing?
I think I want to relieve stress. I mean, I've got 5, so I think that's also Kai is the kind of guy who wants to go and indulge a little bit in communing with the universe through poetry and aesthetics.
All right.
Because being in a prison, that's spiritually not very nice. So, yeah.
Yeah. You probably don't feel too bad about brushing Cinder off. They work there, so. There is a button for indulging vice on your character sheet.
I don't have any bonus dice, I think. I don't want them anyway. So I'll just submit this one, and I have a 4.
Yeah. So you're gonna clear an amount of stress equal to the highest die result. So yeah, you're gonna clear 4.
Cool.
So you're
then I
what
have
does it
one
look
left.
like? What does it look like?
I think it looks like mostly. First, it looks like Kai hanging around a bit on the ship and writing stuff because he writes poetry, and then he will go out to some place, I don't know, cafeteria or stuff like that. Maybe dress a little differently, put on a different kind of pose, I think, a different presentation, less hippie-esque and more serious, like maybe sort of a goth poet, stuff like that. And then he will go to a cafeteria and read in a very thoughtful and reasoned voice, will read out his poetry to a group of people who are also very somber and thoughtful.
There's some insights there on the meaning of life in the Starscape. So very nice.
Yes, and that somehow that relaxes him. That stepping out of his own skin, that is something that is really good for him, I guess. Yes, exactly. On nightfall, most of the planets, and then he will train. And I guess I have to train one of these insight, prowess, or resolve, right?
Yeah, or your playbook advancement, which is down at the bottom.
My playbook. What?
Oh, your playbook advancement. That will get you an extra ability if that fills up.
Oh, all right.
How XP tracks the tracks work here is like if you fill up one of those insight powers resolve, you
Mm.
get an extra action dot in that category. You fill up your playbook advancement, you get a new ability.
I think I want to train my insight a bit because I think that whole communing with machines is terribly interesting. And so I will go and talk to droids and cybernetic frameworks and AIs and see how they think and how that works how their minds work. And then I'm putting one thingy in here and I'm done.
All right, cool. So I think the last thing is lay Astra's lay low action, because y'all need to reduce some stress, some heat.
Well,
what does it
and
look
my
like?
second long haul.
Oh yes, let's do that first, because your lay low is an extra. Let's do your
So
long term.
what do I need to roll to fill the rest of the clock?
Well, you tell me. What are you doing? It is. You tell me what the action is.
Yeah, so after getting those names and finding the old crew, I find out in which of the planets they are living, and I go there and try to meet them.
Cool. Probably to try and find them was like probably a consort. Did you say that? Try to find where
Okay.
they are. Being nice to you. Your consort is 3 dice.
Yeah.
What you get?
6.
Oh.
I guess it's better if you leave the answer to next session.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have an answer right now because you fill up your clock. I don't have an answer for this. So here's probably the last image, as everyone's kind of doing their thing. Finn's training to this manual. Lay is probably in some sort of probably some dingy bar in Nightfall. I'm gonna say y'all are in Nightfall. Probably
But
like
they're not gonna Villainy.
yeah. No, actually, because Nightfall is a nice entertainment place. This place is dressed up to look like a wretched hive of scum and villainy. But it's like, what if it's the Disneyland version of
It's
going
the
to a wretched
hyper real version of.
yeah, it's if you go to Galaxy's Edge right now on Disneyland, that kind of place to go to meet these crew members. And I think actually no, you still have a lay low action. Let's do that first before we get through these. Let's say temporarily you did this before you met this crew. Let's do lay low.
So what do I roll for Lalo?
Again, tell me what your character does to reduce crew heat. So what do you do to reduce heat? Like maybe you consort with your friend the diplomat and she arranges for a few incriminating Legion reports to vanish, or you command some criminal allies to rough up sector cops on the trail, or you hack something to change some demands. It's all about the appropriate action, what your character would do, which is very generous of them, now that I think about it.
I think I'm gonna go around the system at the same time that I'm going around to make these questions and on my investigations. I'm trying to show myself at different places to kind of confuse them and the report so that they cannot pinpoint on us.
Okay. All right. So what action is that?
Skulk?
All right, cool. All right, I'm down for that. Let me just close some character tabs here. Okay, so what happens is heat is going to be reduced automatically by 2, which is very nice. So that means shit. Stuff of this goddamn roll 20 shit. I know what the problem is. I'm gonna fix that in between sessions. But like, all right, nope, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to draw another one. Shit. Christ. Hold on. No.
Roll 20.
No, I know what the problem is. It's just, roll 20 is finicky. All right, and the wanted level. So the wanted level goes down because you got rid of enough heat for your wanted level to go down. Yes. Okay. So, and then you are going to roll your skulk.
I only fill 1 box on the clock.
Oh boy. Oh, hold on. There's a wanted level reduction clock.
Yeah, you reduce the heat and then you need to fill the wanted.
Oh yes. There we go. If you're wanted, add segments according to your role. Okay, cool. So you're still wanted level 1. Your heat is down, but you're still wanted level 1. And you, how many? Just one tick?
Just one.
Aw, all right. Let me see how I can mark that. There we go. Yeah, that's scientific. All right. Okay. So again, back to the closing shots. Finn working out. Lay in nice Moss Isley, the nice cantina, about to meet this crew person who's going to change their lives. And I think the last shot we'll see is of Kai. You've just finished your Moss nicely. No, we'll think of a proper name for this bar cantina when we come back next week. But I think the last single shot we'll see is like Kai, you finish your performance and you'll see, oh, there's your old friend Ebo One, and they're waving at you as if to say like, "Hey, I got some work for y'all." So I think we'll end with that shot there. Now we go to end of session, which is marking up some XP. I'm gonna go by the order I have here on the roll 20. I'm gonna start with you, Kai. At the end of each session, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's the mark XP section there. I'm looking at the chat and I'm just like, oh, thank God I didn't say that. Yeah, so at the end of each session, for each item below, mark 1 XP or 2 XP if that item occurred multiple times. You addressed a tough challenge with charm or audacity. I think that happened twice for sure. One is, you consorted with the prison guards to find out the plans, and then you distracted poor Cinderproof. You were very audacious, our little scoundrel. So that's 2 XP, and you could put that anywhere.
Okay.
Either
I can put them into my insight or stuff like that if I want to. Cool.
Yes. Yeah. So you can fill that up.
I can fill that up. I will fill that up, and that means I get another. I can spend another point in hack, for example.
Yes.
Then I will do that and reset this thing.
All right.
Cool.
The next one is you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'm gonna take a leaf out of Lowell's book. How he does this is basically I ask each character, what did we learn about them this session? And you'll usually always get at least 1 XP. So what did we learn of Kai this session? Besides meeting them.
I think we learned A, that he likes poetry. That's pretty obvious. And B, that he likes thumping his nose at people. Like what happened to poor Cinderproof.
Yeah. That sounds, that being nice, that sounds like 2 XP. We're only here for like 4 more sessions, so take all the XP you can. So that's 2 more. And the last one is you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. I don't think that really happened. No, yeah, you're fine for now. Yeah, okay. All right. Up next, Finn Yularen, our hardy pilot. You addressed a tough challenge with speed or flair. Now, did you do that at all?
Yeah.
All right, you don't have to sound so humble about it. All right. I think you did it enough times for sure. That's 2 XP.
Okay.
All right. And next one is you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. What did we learn of Finn this session?
So besides the fact that she likes music, I think I was trying to show that she's kind of a multitasker. Like she can never just be doing one thing. She's always like doing 2 or 3 different things at the same time.
Hell yeah, take 2. I'm being nice. And the last one, struggle with the issues from your vice or traumas. No one struggled. Everyone did really well. All right.
I mean, first you need traumas.
Yeah. That's why one of the ways to power a game, Forge in the Dark, is get all the stress so you can get a trauma, so you get another XP trigger. Which is kind of a poor way to think about trauma. Anyway,
very poor way.
Very poor. All right. Again, I did tell you about this game called Beam Saber. They're called Scars instead of Trauma. It's okay, never mind. All right, Leastra. You addressed a tough challenge with deception or influence. You use your influence to convince those Cobalt Syndicate folk, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's... And I think you weren't deceiving your crewmates when you're telling them, no, we need to do this thing. But I would say you're using your influence, for sure. When you kept telling...
I convinced them to cause massive distraction on the GUM system.
Oh, yeah, you did that. You totally did that. Yeah, take 2. XP, and again, put them wherever you want. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. What did we learn of Leastra today?
Well, we learned that despite their status as the symbol of the Confederacy of the United Colonists, she still sees herself first and foremost as working class. And we saw that of all the people on the prison, she gravitated towards the syndicate, the Cobalt Syndicate, because of their working class affiliations. We also learned that they still are obsessed with exactly what happened, and we discovered that there's a bigger mystery to the fate of Scuddy 3. Yes, now the colony has a name. And we also discovered that Spike woos her very, very much, and Leastra also loves her very, very much.
Oh, poor, cute Spike. All right, take 2 XP for that. And I think, yeah, I don't think you struggled with your vice or traumas. You didn't really do your vice. You're fine for now. All right, I need to figure out how to bring that into actual play. All right, cool. That's... oh shit, one more. Crew. The crew character, the crew sheet has its own XP track. So let's go through that. At the end of each session, for each item marked below, etc., execute a successful job that opposes hegemonic dominance. Well, you did that. You broke out of prison. Sorry, if you scroll to the very bottom of the Firedrake sheet, you'll find the XP triggers there. So, did you execute a successful job that opposes hegemonic dominance? Absolutely. Take 1 XP. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? Well, you broke out of prison, so absolutely. Take another XP. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? You had a clean shot to get away, and you were like, nah, we gotta help those people, and we're gonna do that by pretending to be the... Okay, yeah, that's another XP. Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? I think you did. You knows something.
Yes, I told Cinder Proof that she should think about her life choices.
She really should. She really should. I'm gonna put down these names, and I want to think of less silly names like that. No, I like those names. But yeah, that actually brings up your crew XP to the full up. So you can get 2 things. You can get 2 more upgrades or 1 special ability. But we'll think about that in between this session and now, because we are on time. Thank you very much, folks. That was a very enjoyable first session of fucking Scum and Villainy. I'm sorry, my pillow dropped. That's why I'm reaching down to grab it. I'm not ducking out of the camera in shame. No, you are ridiculous and great and just lovely. I'm gonna stop the broadcast now, and we'll get into stars and wishes off broadcast. But yeah, thanks very much, folks.
By internet.
Bye, internet.